Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's Tabletop talk time. Looking at my Twitter, which is a mistake. Don't look at my Twitter while you are streaming on Twitch. Yes, Tabletop talk. Free haircut. Thank you so much for the resub and the gift subs. You're awesome, man. Thank you. Thank you. That's my model going crazy. Yeah, welcome to this episode. We said last time we would do something else to Conan.
Yep.
But it works out better for each of our schedules.
Conan 2 weeks.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
When Conan happens in
The big
in 2 weeks.
Conan.
So we are doing, as it turns out, we are doing After the Bomb just again. This is, you can basically now we are going to play the audio from that episode and going to have an easy time today.
Have that in the background the entire time. Yes.
No, not in the background. We're just gonna go take a breather while we play the whole audio.
I'm not gonna make a fucking another character.
No.
I'm not gonna make a fuck bunny character again.
They don't have fuck bunnies in this, sadly.
That is a failure of the game designer.
Yeah.
Lack of fuck bunnies is a failure of the game designer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Certain things needed to come back.
Yeah.
They do have flying pigs, but who wants to be that? Nobody would believe in you.
Flying pigs? Okay. I'd play that.
That energy is just... What's our energy today, gamers? What are we... How are we?
Oh, I'm pretty good, actually.
I'm not opposed to this game. I'm also asking why it exists.
It just doesn't
It
seem
exists
like it
because
needs
of
to
a
be
bunch of
here,
people who wanted to go back in time and reclaim, oh yeah, after the bomb, let's do this again. As well as those people who now suddenly can watch Street Sharks on Netflix or Hulu or wherever. Those people that remember, oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then they had their kids watch it, and now they suddenly want to do another tabletop game based on that. You know, it just covers all those
Where's my
bases.
Mummies Alive tabletop?
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Where's fucking Skeleton Warrior?
Yes, I want that. Give me Skeleton Warriors RPG.
That would be fun. That would be...
Play Morkborg, but with the energy of Skeleton Warriors.
Then I would actually play Morkborg if that was the case. I really would. Huh.
Where's my fucking He-Man RPG, man? Come on.
Yeah.
Kevin Smith made a new He-Man that sucked. Give us a new He-Man tabletop. Come on.
Yeah.
I'm very sleepy.
Could
I'm very
we-
tired. I
could
drank
we-
a lot
I mean-
last night.
I think we could make He-Man RPG with existing tools.
Yeah, very easily. Just use Conan or something,
Yeah.
which we can talk about in 2 weeks. That'll be perfect.
God. Okay, do we just... Let's do... Okay, Emery, would you be okay with us just referring to the Conan RPG as the He-Man RPG the whole time? I can hear the no on that breath.
Feel the no.
The only reason I'm saying no is because, like, I feel like the Conan RPG doesn't fit in just, like, one area. And that is, the Conan RPG is so based in, like, the carousing and seedy, gross nonsense of that setting, not in terms of, like, the way they treat certain people
Mm-hmm.
who are of different descent, specifically people of pre-civilization Ireland, but we're gonna ignore that for now because I think that the book fixes that. I think kind of, but anyways, no,
Pretty sure
like
it does.
the fact that it is disgusting, dirty, crime-ridden alleys and like blood-soaked battlefields. I don't think it actually fits for He-Man.
Yeah, that's true. I guess.
He-Man's
That's a fair
very
point.
sparkly, very high fantasy, and Conan's very, very low fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to make a Conan game or to make a He-Man game work, you need a system that has a combination of muscles, laser guns, real actual guns, and fantasy. Like, it's all gotta fit.
Yeah, it's actually not that easy, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too grab baggy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very grab baggy.
Okay, we have avoided talking about this game
Yes.
long enough, kinda. Drake.
Successfully
yeah.
finished the episode. We've done it.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
If only, my friends. No, it's not. Okay.
I
Okay.
couldn't stall. I actually,
will-
it's not that I hate this game. It's
No.
just that like, this is one of those games where I kind of question why you would even make it. You know?
Yes. The
Like-
thing, the only reason to make this is that the After the Bomb PDFs you can download off of the internet aren't that great. The quality isn't that good. So you might as well just have scanned one in high res, one of the real books, because this is that game.
Yes.
It is
It
that
is that
game.
game.
It is.
Right down to all the different little fiddly bits. There are good examples of how not to do retro in this. There's
yeah.
good examples for how you should not go too hard with your throwbacks. And then there are a few good examples of, yeah, what the hell? You're doing an animal RPG? Throw tons of options at your players. Go
Yes. The options were there in the original too, though. It's
for it.
I'm unsure which has more. Like, it's hard to know because the Rifts books. If Rifts book have one thing, then it's like the kitchen sink approach of just throw everything in there. We don't know where we put it in the book. I don't care. Like, you can be lucky that our animals are sorted by alphabetically.
That's the problem, because you can't get a real feel for how much is in there because you're like going through pages going, okay, where does moose start? You can't tell at first glance.
Yeah. So again, this game is, if you play this, definitely gonna be fun. But you have to jump over the exact same hurdles that playing the Rifts version would have put in your way.
Yep.
And it's kind of like we have come out against simple games a lot in this, where we think some crunch is good and helps your game actually like have staying power. However, there's a lot of crunch in here that's from the fucking 80s, and you could have done a better job making it a bit better, honestly.
Oh, you want to talk about some weird crunch? Hold on.
Yeah.
I accidentally fell. I accidentally fell into Reddit, into the abyss. I fell out the other side pretty quick. But I saw one comment, and it was just this weird dude who was just like, "Oh, this isn't even Pathfinder isn't even crunchy. What your Starfinder isn't even crunchy. What are you talking about?" Now Rollmaster.
Yeah.
That's some good crunch. That's for people who really like games. Because you can actually like do math in it. It's like, hey, fucking Rollmaster sucks, man. Shut up.
I mean, I'll be okay. Coming out right here to say it. I played Starfinder for a bit. It also sucks. It's too crunchy.
I hate Pathfinder. I hate Pathfinder. I hate it so much. And I hate Starfinder.
The thing is, Pathfinder, I at least have a familiarity with from playing 3.5 for a while, right? So I can sort of just mumble my way through Pathfinder and not care as much. But yeah, Pathfinder at higher level is pain, straight up.
It is such pain. It is just painful.
And Starfinder starts at pain and only gets worse from there.
One of my biggest problems I have with Starfinder is I built the same character for Starfinder that I built for your game on Fridays, Nura. And I just got to say, when you build a sneaky, thiefy character in Starfinder, even though you get so many skill points thrown at you, even though you get this and that and the other thing, it's not satisfying. None of it's satisfying. Not even a little bit. You could give me all the grenades in the world, but like at the end of the day, oh no, this is a level 3 grenade. It's not going to be as good as that level 7 grenade over there.
Yeah.
It's so mathy in the stupidest ways.
Yeah.
It's so... people accuse 4th edition of all the MMO things. This feels even more MMO because, okay, well, I have to be at least level 10. Like, there's so much of that built into it.
That is actually the perfect take on Starfinder, yeah, because the game literally has like, here's 20 guns, and here's 20 level 3 guns, and here's 20 level 5 guns, and it's not like it's a +1 sword, and you can basically all still do your game if you don't have a +1 sword. You're gonna feel like, okay, when am I getting my magic weapon in this game finally? But it's gonna be fine. No, it's gonna be like, yeah, I shoot him. How much damage does it do? A D4. Oh, cool. I shoot him as well. How much damage do you do? Well, I have my level 5 gun. That's 3d8 damage. What the fuck is wrong with you all?
Like, you know what I really liked in Traveler, where you roll a character and you get a cool gun from your backstory, and then you go to a space station and put a laser sight on it, and then it's a better gun.
Yeah.
Because that's how guns work.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really. Sorry to all of you who really like to min-max. You can't really make a gun better. It kind of just does the one thing that it does really well.
There's maybe an argument to be made. Okay, you get the civilian laser that's not quite as powerful. Maybe there's you can maybe make a two-tiered system. I would say
wrapped up in my shawl and spitting out here.
No, Emery, I'm about to agree with you. Don't worry. I'm just gonna say you can do that, and I'm gonna say, okay, you did that. I don't care. Like it doesn't matter. It's Emery is exactly right. If it's a 9mm pistol, it should do the exact same damage every time, no matter which kind of pistol it fucking is.
Okay, so all right, okay, I'm gonna try to explain even the difference between civilian and military really quickly, because it's very quick and I can do it with a single gun, and it's gonna make sense, and it's gonna have value here. In terms of game design, don't worry about it. Okay. So, the Beretta M9, or the M92, that was the general sidearm for a lot of different police stations. It was a general sidearm for the military for a long time. But the difference between the 92 and the 92 FS, that's usually given out as SI in certain countries. Used to be the US, but I don't remember if we're still using that right now. But anyways, never mind. Doesn't matter. But the difference between the Beretta 92 and the 92 FS is a very simple one. 92 FS uses a 3-round burst.
Yeah.
Yep.
It swaps between single fire and a burst fire.
Yeah.
Now, you can take a normal Beretta 92 and trick it out to fire full auto, but it takes a very complex internal system to get the 3-round burst single fire switch. That's strangely really complex. It's why, like, to get something into a burst fire, it pretty much has to be made that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It has to be made that way from factory. Because you could take, like, even back in the 90s, people in, Gangland used to use Tech 9s that were single shot Tech 9s that they bought like en masse, and they just tricked them out. Fire full auto. So we had a bunch of full auto Tech 9s for like 20 years. But anyways, all that stuff aside, like, that's the difference. That there's not much. It's usually magazine size, or a specific fire rate or type, or an attachment you're probably not going to have. Like, I don't think you're going to have a master key attachment for your regular AR build at home. But, like, there's no real difference in caliber or power or any of that stuff unless you're using, like, a 308 rifle, and, you're like, oh, well, 308 subsonic, that's something that you're going to be getting. Like, 308 blackout, that's something that you're probably not going to get as a civilian. I think I have a box of 308 blackout somewhere.
Killian says it's a 93, but what evs? Like, you are correct. It's a fucking... It's a propellant in a bullet, and the bullet is also gonna, like... It's gonna fly forward by...
Wait, what did I miss? I'm not on not on Twitch right now. What did I miss in the chat?
Killian says you are thinking of the 93. The F22 FS is a product improved version of the base 92, apparently.
That is true. I am thinking of the 93, but they're the same pattern.
Yeah, whatever. It's a different name. Yeah, the point stands. It's like, okay, with if I make a laser, I can make a laser that's
also,
like...
Also, you're still on 7 Days to Die, by the way.
No, I just changed it. If you reload, it should be fine. But yeah, I did forget. You might make a laser that's like, oh, there's twice as many shots, but with half the power, or whatever. Yeah. That's something you could physically make, but no one cares.
Yeah.
Dear gun nuts. So, dear Killian in chat. No one cares about, oh, this gun has like a 2% better accuracy over 100 yards than that gun. no one gives a fuck. If you introduce that stuff into your game, it's just gonna make it.
Oh no, I'm gonna make Gun Nuts even more angry. Make, model, when it was made, all of that stuff doesn't fucking matter because it is fundamentally interchangeable information.
Yeah.
And if you think it matters, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Not only that, every single firearm is a very simple operation to trigger a barrel.
Yeah.
And a breach. That's
Well,
it.
there have been some stupid guns like
They just exist.
like Gyrock pistols for underwater combat. I don't know. Yeah. They made like a miniature missile.
If that's what you're into, that's what you're into. That's fine. But that's why, like I've talked before about how a lot of gun nuts that I know are actually really bad shots because they spend more time controlling gun forums than anything else.
Oh yeah.
Marksman, I don't give a shit about. I don't give a shit what's going on.
Emery priorities. You have to have your priorities straight.
Exactly.
So, yeah, my priority is hit the target really well.
You have to be right on the internet first and then hit the target second.
Exactly. You have to get your internet points.
What was I actually talking about? Oh yeah.
Anyways, the nitpicky nonsense is really weird. Very strange.
Yeah. The way you do it, like, okay, I'm gonna get my quota in early. Shadowrun does it well because every assault rifle is the exact same. However, they're going to tell you, yeah, this one is a better stock than the normal, so you get a +1 to your recoil reduction. Or this one is another slung grenade launcher. You don't have to buy extra. And that's how you make guns different. You don't make it different by being like, yeah, this assault rifle is just, I guess, has bullets twice the size, 4 times the velocity because it is like 4 times the damage. What the fuck? Makes no sense. But we are so far off target. Holy crap.
Yeah, we are.
Well, what this boils down to is it doesn't matter which 9mm pistol it is. Just have it do 2d6 damage and shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
It's done.
Just done.
Which is actually a thing this game does, so points for the game, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm not giving any points to this game.
Oh, yeah. but by this logic, you have to. No. Okay, so...
No, I will say my actual opinion on this game is completely irrelevant because it's just a modern update of After the Bomb. Yeah. So I'm giving it no points. I already was kind of lukewarm on After the Bomb, and if you're just going to give me more... If you're going to give me the same lukewarm gruel you gave me before, but this one's just fresher, I don't care. It's still the same gruel. I'm not interested. So to me, this game actually goes under After the Bomb.
This gruel is piping hot, and there's a single leaf in it, but it's not. It's like from a normal tree, so it's not tasty.
Yes, it's like a prune leaf.
I refuse. I'm not eating it. I'm not eating this.
So, I will say there is like an argument to be made to uncouple your game from Rifts and make it like its own little thing.
Oh yeah.
There's maybe an argument to be made to re-release something that much later.
Oh yeah.
But then you can't just release basically the same thing. Like
no, you really can't.
They like filed a little bit of the bullshit off that Drifts always has, but not enough. Yeah. It is not distinct enough for me to care. TBH.
They don't have a section where they list exactly how many tanks this one city has.
Yeah.
Like when we got into that part of the After the Bomb book, oh god,
that's always the funniest parts about Rifts, though, because Symbieta, is it right? Yeah. He fucking writes the biggest bullshit every time. This town has 20,000 people living in it. Each of them own 45 tanks.
Yes. And there are only 3 blacksmiths.
Yeah.
3.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. Mm-hmm. Stop talking about guns and much.
No. No. I'll talk about the Dardic 1500. Shut up. The fucking magazine-fed revolver with a triangular fucking round.
Sundert.
Triangular.
Sundert in Twitch brings up a point, and I'm gonna say it's a valid point. This is more based on the TMNT game, which is also a Rifts product, though, so it's the same thing. Same thing.
The thing, like, After the Bomb went on to...
Did you just got muted?
No, I didn't. Wags just asked me a question that I got really mad at because I hate drum mags. I hate them so much. I fucking hate drums. Stick mags are the way.
Yeah.
And if you really need more taped mags. Just use regular mags, tape them, and you're good.
And
That's
you
the
just
AR
make
brain.
and you just make
But
a
anyways.
really really long mag.
Yeah, make it so it
Yeah.
like spirals back up around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
go
a
do the
curly- like a
Russian
curly
route because
fry mag,
Russians
yeah.
are infamous for that.
But anyways. No, like the
Anyways.
idea that it's just like TMNT existed, and then after the bomb came out of them wanting to make more and
Yes.
not wanting it to be tied to TMNT.
Yes.
So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah. Sunder, that's a good point. That nobody who worked on those games worked on this. This is completely just like
this is just some guy really
fanboys.
Yeah, and again, if you played either of those games, so it's basically the same thing. It's both Rifts, the same rules. After the Bomb just gives you 50 pages of animals to play. If you still play that game 30 years, whatever later, and find it fun enough to release like your own spin, you must have had ideas about it. Like, I have ideas about all the RPGs I play and how to make them better. And I don't normally put them in because it's like, it is work. I'm not gonna lie there. Like, some homebrew sneaks in eventually. And this feels like, okay, maybe actually this feels like they only put their own homebrew in, which isn't that different because homebrew can't be that fundamentally different from the base game. Otherwise, the base game just stops functioning.
Yeah.
But as a side note,
this reminds me of the OSR stuff where it's like, hey, I put out my own system, and it's just D&D Basic.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yes.
we have D&D Basic. It's called D&D Basic. Like, why did you do this?
Yeah.
Like I'm getting less respect for this as I go. I need to look up this guy.
I will also say, honestly, between TMNT, which is like, oh yeah, play a mutant in the normal world, and after the bomb has one of the coolest settings ever, where it's just like, yeah, everyone turns into like a cat one day or what have you, an animal, and
yes,
and now and also like that. Oh no, sorry, every animal turns intelligent and also walks upright now, and all the humans were basically mutated into goo, or all animals. And so no one really knows what the fuck the Engage is, but it's probably really cool. So let's make like our religion based on the Engage. That's an instantly funny system to me, and I love it. And you can't have that in a game where it's just like, yeah, normal world, but our mutants sure love eating tiramisu because pizza is taken. I don't know. It's just too samey.
Way too samey. I was gonna say Sophie Campbell, who worked on this, was a writer and artist for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic books that ended in 2018, and she also worked on Gem and the Holograms.
Okay.
Random aside.
Here's it, Sonat. I don't mind this game. I'm not on Emery's page where I'm like, oh, there's disrespect here. I'm just saying, why make it? You can just play After the Bomb. Just play TMNT.
Oh
yes. The things that make it easier in this, but there's a few things that make this somewhat easier to like play and get started. You can just do those with the base game, and many people did. And this still has some garbage in it that I'm gonna get to, which I hate with a passion, which no one ever did. But let's get to it.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's just jump into it.
So we have a table of contents. We have basically a 2-page thing where they're like, oh, we are making mutants. There's not much story in this, which I don't care that it isn't here. Like, they knew their audience. They don't have to
the
put...
grammar on the Kickstarter is fucking awful. I've been trying to track this guy down, and all I can see is self-employed. And this. Like, I don't really want to talk shit on you, monsieur. However, the grammar and verbiage, spelling, spacing, and type on the actual copy of your Kickstarter is garbage. But past that, I just don't like this. I don't like this. This makes me so mad. This is someone else's work that was done nearly 40 years ago that you're passing off as yours. You garbage. Fuck off. Write your own stuff.
Man,
like, seriously, how hard is it to not go to your high school and dig up the time capsule that has the algebra test and use those answers on the new test. You fucking hack. I'm getting more angry. I'm getting more angry as I think about this. I hate stealing work. I hate people stealing work. And this is just that garbage, man. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm going to be real. I'm not going to be charitable this episode.
Fair enough.
This is the kind of stuff that really irritates me. Like, just fucking... If you're going to do something that somebody's already done, just don't. Just don't do it.
Yeah, make it different.
Why would you bother this? Yeah, like, don't waste everybody's fucking time. And make an interesting system for mutation and creating your characters. Do something different.
And here's another hot take. Would it have been better to, like, approach Kevin Symbieta, if he's still alive? I think he is. And be like, hey, man, can we just re-release After the Bomb for 2022 with cool pictures and shit?
And then throw the money at art.
Yeah, can we make this again? Tell everyone that you made it because that's really important to you. And then just like release a book with the stuff in it and maybe like change 2-3 rules. Like, yeah, I'm actually with Emery on this. It's so similar in not just surface ways that it's that I'm kind of surprised that no one's suing anyone, honestly.
It is at that level where it is kind of a surprise that nobody's being sued.
I'd sue the shit out of this dude. I would sue the shit out of this dude. I would sue this guy into the fucking ground.
Yeah.
Like, because this is just lazy.
It's
it's not a cash grab. I'll say that. I genuinely believe that this guy was thinking that he was doing something special, but the reality is you're stealing work.
Yeah. If it was a cash grab, they wouldn't have. There would be this, and it would not have the production value it does have. Like, it is clearly not made on a huge budget, but it's made okay.
No, it's fine.
I disagree with some of the, like, this font is garbage and they shouldn't have used it.
The fonts in this make my eyes bleed half the time. They really do.
It was very hard to like even skim just because it's very ugly in terms of its type and how its layout is done. I just don't enjoy it.
Okay, let's try to.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right now, get your fucking popcorn. The Emery hot take. I wouldn't play this. I wouldn't do it. We'd just do After the Bomb. I made a joke about Biomutant, the game, but guess what? Biomutant was a lazy fucking conglomeration of other ideas from other games, done very poorly and presented very poorly. It's almost like I have a reason for saying this is Biomutant, the tabletop. Because it's just the same thing. It's taking somebody else's work and redistributing it in your own wacky, funny way doing it kind of poorly.
I also have a question here. So this tagline here, in the 80s and 90s, mutant animals ruled role-playing.
Did they?
No, they didn't. They ruled fucking TV, morning TV, where the turtles were there, or the street sharks, or the biker mice from Mars, or whatever the fuck have you. That's what was ruling. No one really played. I mean, not that many people played After the Bomb. Some people did. But they fell into it, I would think, via playing Rifts, not the other way around. Okay,
I agree. Sure. That's pretty much it, yeah.
Sure, you have the furries who, they would have played it. Fair enough. Yeah. But
the only thing I knew about After the Bomb before we did our episode was it was the game that the furries played. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, but for real, this is just factually wrong. No, they didn't rule role-playing, they ruled morning TV. Oh, SWAT Cats is another good one.
Oh, yeah.
SWAT Cats.
I love SWAT Cats. It's dumb, but I love it. I love it. Shut up.
Yes, these two homies with their extra military fucking jet are gonna just go murder people.
Yeah, you know why it works? Yes. Because that town goes through military hardware like candy. In every episode, 55 jets get down. So it's no wonder they have spare parts from that. Because they run the fucking scrapyard. You can just take two of those bisected jets and some big knife cut apart and weld them back together.
SWAT Cats is a fucking ANCAP wonderland.
Yes. SWAT Cats yes, and it kind of is, yeah. Just doing it better than everyone. It is actually pretty ANCAP if you think about it. But you can You can't make me hate it. I still love SWAT cats.
No,
SWAT
I'm
Cats
not
is
saying
good.
that's bad. I think that's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It is
That's
hilarious.
So
incredible.
good. Yeah,
Um,
Ugh.
Perhaps they went to the future. Maybe they created a band. Or it could be that they needed a break, but they're back and they're ready to kick. Yeah, dude. No. Okay, we get the how to roleplay set thing. We get this.
Yeah.
We get a obligatory trigger paragraphs. We get quickly talked about the setting that is basically today, but with some mutant animals in it.
Yep.
And then we are already at the glossary. And when you see this glossary, you kind of know that it's not that simple a game.
Yeah. My eyes
it's
kind of
so
glazed
tricky.
over when I read through this the first time. I was just like,
I
what?
I looked at this, was like, oh, you have advantage, you stole advantage and disadvantage from D&D. That's cool. And then went
Yep.
on my merry way because I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't put the glossary at the start. It's bad. I put this at the end to explain shit that you have to look up. Why would this be at the start?
Wags, I can tell you what this font is. This font is not, I almost said corporate backrooms. This is IT font. This is your basic computer typewriter
Yeah.
font that was used
Yeah.
in the 80s and 90s
This-
for basically every technical document. The reason that it was done is because this font holds up very, very well to faxing. So if you needed to fax something from one department to another, this font wouldn't get muddy like Times New Roman can, because it's very mechanical and the computers read it very well. Imaging software also reads it very well. So that's what this font is, and I don't know why they're using it.
I don't know either. It looks bad.
I don't either.
Also,
It's really strange.
like, you can. This is 150% zoom, right? It's like this book isn't exactly. I guess you're supposed to read it at 190 because now I can sort of tell what the fuck, but it looks not great. Oh, zooming in and out actually fixes it a little bit. It's better now. It's still not great, but it's better. What the? Okay, this is a new one for PDF.
In an attempt to please my Eldritch patron, I was making a cheat sheet for the Fallout RPG that I'm running tonight.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I did that. I hate that. I don't think I was asking. I did find the guy's link tree. I just, like, I'm not interested in the guy. Like, this guy's whatever. But anyways, moving on. I made a great cheat sheet that compiles all those rules that are scattered everywhere in that early part of the book, and they're super legible, even at like 75% zoom. Like, your type font, your the type of font that you go for, and the spacing for it is the most important thing. To make it legible.
Like, yeah, if you go to like this book at 100, I mean, the scan isn't the biggest scan, and I'm not gonna. This is apparently the official as well because we got it.
Yeah, this is the official one. So,
like, it's bad to read.
Yep.
Honestly, and like, yeah, I know this is fighting style, blah blah blah. It looks bad. I'm sorry. Like, there's no reason to use this font. I don't get it.
It really isn't. I really don't get it either. It's one of those things where it's like, this is one of the most basic and fundamental parts of you doing any kind of layout and printing. You've got to get this part right. If you don't get it right, nobody's going to want to read it because somebody's going to look at this and, I don't know, a hobby store and go, I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Move on immediately.
Waggles, that's weird, but can you reload the page? I mean, I'm at my normal thing and I see nothing to indicate that's my end.
Right here, even trying to live stream talking about this, it's causing a problem too. So, there's just so many layers of this that's bad.
I think that might be Twitch, though. But anyway, so we have a glossary. Page 1 puts us at I. I don't know if you know your alphabets, but that's not even the middle bit. And then we do manage to get through it with 2 pages of it. But it's super clear that a lot of this could... Percentage roll. See roll percentage. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Package ability. A special benefit granted by a skill package.
I have a problem on this page right away. takebacks. So you introduce random rolling to
Mhm.
your character creation and still give people mulligans, then
Yeah.
why bother?
I'm gonna talk about the character creation this a lot.
Okay, please do.
I'm gonna
talk your shit, Queen. Do your thing.
Yes, thank you. Like a lot of this stuff didn't need to be in this glossary, and a lot of this needed more explanation than you're giving it. Like this is not helpful to anyone. Put it at the back if you need it.
Yep. Put it at the back or after character creation, whichever.
Yeah. So we have character creation. The art in this, by the way, I really do love this art.
Yeah.
And when I saw this, I was like, oh, they have the 5 stages of animal, like in After the Bomb. Because you can be full cat, you can be sort of like little upright cat person, and you can be this cat person, you can be a cat girl, you can just be a human. That's the exact same thing that After the Bomb did.
And just animorphs.
It's and after the bomb, it's not. You cannot morph between one of these.
I wish you could. I'm just saying it's an Animorphs cover.
Yeah, it is an Animorphs cover. I agree, especially with the genes here. Yeah. Character creation is long and complicated because characters are long, crossed out, important and complicated. Just follow each step to the right. It's suggested you do this as a group to share in character creation socially and to collectively answer any questions that arise. It's worth meeting to ensure you've got a compatible group of chimeras and to enjoy the process together. Yeah, make session 0. It's fair.
It's bad.
This writing is passable. I don't care to.
Well. Emery has brought this up before, but don't include a fucking joke in the introduction to anything. Just don't.
Okay, fair enough.
Even if it's a funny game, don't. Just don't.
Okay, with this part, I'll agree. This is just cringe. The explanation is okay. Don't care to. There's worse things to talk about. So okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. Can I make a big blanket statement?
Yes,
in your writing, minimize cringe, maximize legibility,
or
readability. Like, maximize people's ability to read your thing, minimize the amount of cringe you got, because guaranteed your 90s TMNT jokes are probably really cringe. There's a reason that those shows were not remembered for their writing, they were remembered for their designs.
It's the only...
So, maybe don't.
It's the only good...
to tone and write to
It's the only good comedy RPG we ever actually tune.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Because you knew what it was and it did it.
Yeah, it's time because tunes are kind of timeless and it just works.
Yeah.
Because it's such basic humor that you can just draw a guy.
But on top of that, like Toon was written very flat.
Yeah,
it was just like written
it was.
like,
Yeah.
It's the number one. Believe your own bullshit, right? You don't. This feels like it's trying to convince me and the writer themselves that it's funny. But like Toon's just like, oh yeah, so you make an attack roll and you pull an anvil out of your pocket and brain that guy. Done.
Yeah.
Like that's not funny. That's just that's what's happening. That's just what's going on.
Yeah, it's just matter of fact.
The things Emery hates will continue on the next page.
Yup.
As our steps are getting together, fair enough. Yes, we kind of need to do that to play, but why is this? This is clearly a step you would have to do anyway. What? Useless.
Yeah.
Step 2, cursing your dice. This is where you receive takebacks to modify your rolls in later steps. So it's not actually a step either.
No.
Step 3, you're good at ... A roll for your 8 core attributes. Spend takebacks to reroll them if desired and determine your base goop. Then decide an origin story. Then mutate. I would say... Why? As if to okay, if you are like the turtles, we have to do the origin stories. We got dumped into the sewer and then we mutated, I guess. How to fight? You choose his fighting style. Getting good, select skills, get stuff. This page is pointless.
It's painful.
We didn't need it, and it shouldn't be here because yes, getting the steps are obvious to anyone. Folks, the start us with the character creation, and getting together is also misnamed because in the next thing, now in step 1 we decide Are we a diverse group, a
Oh,
connected
so we just
group, or a
wasted
family
the
group?
first page, huh? So we just fucking wasted that first page.
Yeah.
Page 9 is just useless because we get all the information again. This is my problem with this game.
Yeah, Wagons, all of the
I've
steps
so
are
many times
useless.
this is wasted pages. The
Yeah.
wasted index before the index should go at the back. That's basic fucking formatting. So you introduce the concept of your character creation with jokes, and then we do the real character creation stuff starting on page 10. Suck my cock.
And also,
Oh my god, just like fucking enough. Just enough.
step-
It's so painful.
in step 1, where we get together,
Yeah, continue.
we decide if we are a diverse group,
Tired.
which means everyone gets to be whatever they want. A connected group, which is like the Turtles. Or a family group, which is also kind of like the Turtles. These are a bit fluid. Like you can be, I don't know, the same place mutate you, so you're all doggies or whatever. And this is you actually like related. Emre, you're giving us static in the back. I don't know why.
Am I?
Something with the mic, yeah. I don't know.
Oh, my bad. That might be my AC unit. It's being lucky.
Yeah, probably. Okay, but
All right, hold on. I want to see if I can fix it. Give me a sec.
let me just pull up your attenuation slightly. Oh, okay, Emery left. It's a long car, and he's just gone. Oh, okay, I don't hear it right now.
No, I came back.
Yeah, okay.
Like, you think I was just gonna like, never come back?
It would be not
You
never,
see
not
something up
never, but
Spanish
it would have been
forever.
hella funny to like stay away for 5 minutes just pretending you'd left because this game is just, you know. But yeah, so
One of these days, I'm just gonna be like, no, sorry guys, I'm like in Canada. I left.
Yeah,
I'm not here anymore.
So to be clear here, step 1, getting together, right? We as a group have the players decide what type of group of mutants they want to play. Why isn't this just step 4, your origin story? Like these steps are terrible.
So pointless.
Okay,
So terrible.
and also, and now we, like, when I was skimming this the first time, I came to, okay, what's cursing your dice? I was interested because I don't know what that means, right? I get takebacks. What does that mean? But you get, I believe, 4 of these. Classification involves many random rolls, some of which give unsatisfactory results. To assist, you can spend takebacks in the following ways before applying any bonuses or penalties. So spend 1 takeback to re-roll any attribute. And take the roll of your choice from the rolls you made. Add a d6 after step 3. Step 3 is roll your attributes. So you can, after you rolled them and are happy in quotation marks, you can add another d6 on one of them or a few of them.
Yep.
If they are unmarked, oh no, wait, it's add and subtract. So you roll a d6, add that to one stat and take it away from another. Then reroll a percentage roll if you want to, and then flip a percentage roll as well. On the surface, these aren't bad. We are going to get to why they are bad though in a second. Spend 2 takebacks to take a specific species you backed on Kickstarter at the secret of the goop level, if you did so. My man, what the flying fuck? No one wrote this in ever. If I want to play a bison, I will play a bison.
So I get pre-order bonuses in my tabletop?
Yeah.
Yes.
I get pre-order bonus like at the table? What?
Yes,
Like,
you get the free DLC for pre-ordering.
How
I get
fucking...
my season pass DLC?
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Now
can
you can
always
play
be-
Elizabeth from
Fuck this
Bioshock.
guy.
Yeah.
You can always be a bison if you backed bison back in the day. I don't know if bison was even on there.
The Bison's a good example, though.
Microtransactions at the table. That's true.
Yep.
Wags, pay me 25
one.
cents. No, Nura.
Nope.
Nura, you need to buy.
25 cents for
buy a
advantage.
refresh
Let's go.
point. You need to buy
Yep.
a refresh. You gotta pay me $1 to get your spell slots back.
I did that
Otherwise, you
I
gotta
did
wait
that once
24
as a
hours.
joke, Emery. We are never doing it again. I'm only paying for goblins now.
That's true. Paying for goblins worked out really well, though.
Wow, this is totally turning into an
nearly killed
in-case
ourselves paying for fucking goblins. Like for real. This thing told me so much about this writer. You can't put this in. No one does this. Firstly, no one rolls. They also later ask you to roll your attributes in order. No one does that either. I have an idea what I want to play before I sit down to roll my dice.
Yep.
No.
I will never want to roll randomly on everything. I might roll randomly on some things, but when I don't sit down, I feel like playing like a sneaky character today. Then I roll, I don't know, hippopotamus, and I'm a 500-pound dude who can't fit through a door. Awesome, I can't be sneaky now. Yeah, that sounds like a great time.
Sounds like the perfect character right there. Fuck.
Yeah, like what the like, and again, no one is gonna adhere to this.
No one.
No one. You're gonna, if your DM wants you to adhere to this, you're gonna look at them and say, "Man, why are we playing? Why aren't we playing D&D right now?
Get out of here!"
Like, why? No one. Everyone will ignore this rule. Why is it here?
Yeah.
Track take backs. So if you are an individual guy, you get 4 take backs. Like this, you're diverse. Families get 3, but choose together what they do with them. Basically,
that's awful.
That is like, you know why? You are a family and you all roll hippos, but we wanted to play sneaky characters, so we have to re-roll that now.
Yeah.
Like, no one is gonna do this. No one.
God, and this is so stupid. Like this character creation just stinks of not understanding what people do at tabletops.
Yeah, it feels like these people think we are playing like Settlers of Catan, where it's important that we do pay like a stone and 2 wood. I've forgotten what it was to make a road. I think it's clay and wood, right? And if we just said, can't I just stomp a sheep flat and use that because I have many sheep? Game is gonna be like, no, because our whole game is about trading. And you're trading your fucking sheep for whatever you need right now. But this is a tabletop. It isn't about the rules in the end. It's about telling a cool story at your table with your friends. So being like, oh, but we had the rules say you can't. If you rolled like a 5 for your strength, you have a 5 for your strength. Would you like to spend a take back to reroll that? No, I'm gonna put that 5 in an attribute I don't care about for this character, and move on.
Yep, right away.
Like, it's fucking stupid.
But Nura, you ruin the integrity of the system if you don't roll them in order.
I will gladly do so, Emery.
No, you can't do it. Did you actually back that species on Kickstarter? Please show me a receipt so that I can verify.
I would love walking out on that DM, honestly. I would love that. That would be one of my most treasured memories of all time. Sitting there being like, no, and then just leaving.
I want to spit on this writer's next meal and watch him eat it. Fuck you. You're contributing to the degradation of the fucking hobby, you bastard. You absolute fucking work thief.
Yeah.
Oxygen thief.
They talk a little bit about how all mutants are warm blooded.
Scallion, ne'er-do-well, you Corinthian of the fucking hobby. Disgusting.
Talking about how all mutants are warm-blooded, even if animals they are based on aren't, and I don't care.
That's stupid. That's fucking dumb. If I'm a lizard, I'm cold-blooded.
Yeah, just be like, I'm an intelligent lizard. I can make like a heating suit for myself. I don't have to be like, it's winter, I'm gonna sleep. Like it removes interesting things from your game if you do this.
It actually does quite a bit. Like there's so much that you could do then, because then you could play like a family of lizards, and it's going to be winter soon, so you got to figure it out. You know, you're taking away a lot of role play from playing an animal.
Yeah, that's actually like such a good and simple premise. Yeah, you have a month to prepare for the snow, and you're already getting kind of tired.
You're fighting in the winter, and like the fucking lizard is getting slower and slower, and then they just disappear from the fight, and you find them later in the diner, like curled up in like the center of the fucking kitchen.
Yeah. It's
that'd be awesome. That'd be radical. Like, I'm hanging out by the deep fryers.
This game is a big hard-on for making you really give you like a lot of choices, kinda, but then it takes these kind of choices away. Like, why would you? This reeks of. We are playing After the Bomb. It's a winter adventure, and then one player at the table says, "But my character is a chameleon, aren't I? Cold-blooded. How do I get out of there?" And the DM is like, "I wrote this. I want to be a winter adventure. I guess you are warm-blooded because you're a mutant. Congratulations." And then you write that down and put it in your game that you published 10 years later. Like, it's why? Like, you don't decide these things for the player either.
No.
It's not part of the deal we got into.
Yeah. It's it once again it goes back to what you said about Settlers of Catan. It's like these people were thinking based on that rather than thinking on what you do with a tabletop game. These are options that you want. This is role play that you want. The crunch, why don't you simplify that instead? Why simplify our role play?
This bullshit where I choose a fucking hippo or whatever. What if mutations were something that I equipped on my character?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've got octo hands. Now my hands are sticky and things can't be disarmed from me. Or what if I have fucking slippery bod and now I can like wiggle around and fucking get into places I shouldn't be. Or maybe I spec into a different type of spine or an exoskeleton or something, like whatever. Like, that would be radical. That would be really cool. That would be an advancement of the fucking game. But no, it's just after the bomb again.
Because the hippo with octo hands, that sounds really fun.
That would be cool. What if I'm a little like possum and I got fucking like grasshopper feet? Now I can jump really far.
Just make it that you can be like, you're all humans to start, and then you acquire your thing, your animorphs. I don't know. Like, make the Animorph RPG. No one's done that yet.
This would be like Caves of Quid, the tabletop RPG. Then.
That would be cool. Yeah, I would want
that. Would actually be fun.
Yeah. So yeah, so now attributes. We roll these with 46, I believe.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. So we have cognition. Are you smart or not? We have strength. Are you strong or not? Determination. Do you have willpower? We have prowess. Thomas wants agility? Balance? Is prowess not something else? I'm blanking on my vocabulary.
They looked up the
prowess
synonyms.
Can be used
and
for
that
this,
was it.
But that's not exactly what you would do.
Yeah.
Like, athletic prowess, that is something that you can say of somebody, but it's not really applicable to like a statistic like this. This just reeks of, we don't want to use D&D stats.
Yeah, we also don't.
You're fundamentally uninteresting person.
We also don't
understand how to use their fucking thesaurus.
We also don't want to use most Rift stats either.
Yeah.
Fucking whatever. You get your fucking beautiful special snowflake stats, you gorgeous little fucking loser.
And then we have speed anyway. I mean,
we have speed anyway because you can't really rename that. Yeah.
It's not like Pillars of Eternity where might. Well, that's actually slightly different from strength. That's why it's might.
Yeah,
I actually love the Pillars of Eternity stats because they make sense. Might is your ability to affect the world with, like, force.
Everything.
Yeah. So it works for martial and magic.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because
it's really good.
Yeah, when I started that game for the first time, I was like, why does my wizard have to be really strong? But then I realized, it's not that. It's like, it depends mostly on what skills I have and in what ways might, like, puts itself out there. And then I understood that system pretty intuitively. It was like, the more of that, the better I will be at things that need, like, big explosion. I need more might for that. It must make sense. Yeah.
Oh yeah, worked out really well. That's a perfect example of how to do an alternate attribute system that's different from D&D, but then still works. It's still self-consistent.
Yeah. And what other stats do we have? We have affinity. Determines one's ability to understand, connect to, and emphasize with humans and mutants. That's also not what affinity is. Like, if you have an affinity to something and you are good at it, it's not. What the fuck? Like, endurance. Okay, I understand what endurance is. Perception, yes. Speed, also yes. Understood.
We've reached the Dead Emery part of the stream.
This might be a new record.
Wow. Yeah, we're not even through in a full hour yet. 54 minutes. Wow.
So, we have an attribute chart.
I've got 59:37. I can be dead if I want to.
Well, yeah, it's true. But we remember it's 5 minutes of pre-stream.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, this is
I'm counting by stream up time.
We're on page 13, and there's still more bad things because here's your attribute chart.
Okay, what's up?
It gives you prime mode, base skill gain, damage die, and bonus goop, right?
Yeah.
So one thing I do like is if you roll shit stats, you get a lot of goop. It's kind of interesting because goop allows you to do a lot of things later on. So you can basically be the little Akira old man who floats around and has a big psi energy or something.
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool.
However, this page, I don't like this page because it says secondary attributes: initiative, defense, morale, hit points, superficial harm, SHD, willpower, contacts, lifting power, move rate. Tells you that these exist, doesn't tell you what they are derived from.
Yep, exactly. They should be saying that immediately. Also, careful with your abbreviations. Don't abbreviate something SHT.
Yes.
You dumb idiot. Holy shit.
Yeah, holy SHT.
You know a game is bad when they talk to you about deadlift capacity.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because there is no such thing as a deadlift capacity. There is, hey, how much can you deadlift? But that's your deadlift. Or your carrying capacity. But that is not the same thing. Carrying and deadlifting are not the same thing. A deadlift is a stationary lift. It's different from how much you can carry, you fucking moron.
Yes.
God, tell me you've never lifted a weight in your fucking life, or ever backpacked, or ever hiked, or done anything. Tell me that you're a basement-dwelling, fucking scum-sucking loser neckbeard without fucking telling me. I can just tell. It's disgusting. I hate this fucking writer. I'm so sick of these losers ruining this goddamn hobby.
The point
I'm
here,
so sick of these people.
and why there's
continuously read games from people like this, and I'm so tired. It's just like fucking McCracken. It's just like that asshole.
Grison, the point why there are so many stats here that are derived in some way, which we don't know yet, is that this game would like you to have a combat-ready character just off of derived stats plus one skill.
Yeah.
Which is the thing Rifts does. Because in Rifts, your skills mostly don't matter unless it's time to roll on a specific skill check. In Rifts, as soon as you enter combat, the only thing that matters is everything that you see here.
Yep.
And, I mean, that is why we said this is like Rifts, and you can just play that to have the exact same thing. They did, if you look at the Rifts, there's some differences in like how many damage dice you get as a bonus, whatever, and some differences in the nitty-gritty percentages. But again, it feels like homebrew.
Yeah. It feels like somebody took the chart and then like, well, let's tweak this a little bit, for my table. And then they published it.
Yeah. I also do not enjoy that this game punishes you for rolling good stats.
No.
Like you roll 46, you can technically get a 24. Just rolling 46 is super unlikely, but you could. It would cost you 8 of your goop to do so. Then you could roll another d6 from you're spending one of your reroll points to roll another d6 on top to maybe get to 30 and be really cool. But then it costs you 20 goop. And potentially you don't even have that, spending what kind of race you pick later. Roll later. Also to point this out now. So we are rolling our stats now. We know we are a super strong guy, let's say.
Yeah, super strong guy.
Then we pick our origin story. Like deciding if we are, I guess a little bit of rolling here. It's not really, like, why is this not a D3 table? Like, is it really that much more likely that a chemical leak did it than a transportation accident? Like, why?
I mean, car accidents are way more common, so come on.
They give you some choices here to roll your shit based on like where you come from, which is fine, but it's so, again, these are so few. You wouldn't want to roll them, I think. You would want to decide them.
I have an aside that I just realized. So you noticed how you get a penalty to your group if you roll really great for your attributes? I wonder if they could have built a system where you just start with a pool of goop, build your attributes up with that, and then maybe pick your mutations.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Maybe I'm going out on a limb here.
Honestly, if someone put the work in to take after the bomb and take all the random rolling bullshit out of it and just make it be a point-by system, I would say, publish that as its own game. That is worthwhile worthwhile doing, because that is a lot of shit you have to sort through. Yeah,
and then if you made it a D6 system, I mean, it'd be Shadowrun, but for furries. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
So many people would play that in a heartbeat, even people who like are only tangentially interested, because it's very, very accessible.
Yeah. So now, let's say we have 30 strength and otherwise average attributes, right?
Yeah.
I would want to play like a species that's big and strong in that case. But now we roll randomly on our species.
Mm-hmm.
Depending where we apparently do we care, or we roll like which table we roll on. And then we roll the actual thing. So it's very easy for you if I'm urban. 50% chance you are an urban species. So then the biggest thing we can be, let's see, deer, dog, falcon, fox, gull, hawk, mouse, opossum, owl, pigeon, raccoon, rat, skunk, squirrel, turtle. I guess a coyote is the biggest thing on this for urban, and your 30 strength is going to make you a real beefy coyote, I guess. Arguably, maybe a white-tailed deer is also really strong. Like this is rolling. This it's not work. Has never worked and will never work. It's dumb. Like
it doesn't work.
Like I see kind of why you might wanna like leave it to chance a little bit, maybe. But then you have to allow people to distribute stats so it makes sense. Like how does a cockroach with 30 strength, what does that look like? Is this really beefy arms?
Is it the cockroach from Doom Patrol except big?
Yeah.
I mean, what the fuck?
How does a hawk with 30 strength fly? Is it really beefy legs?
Does it just jump really hard?
Yeah, like
is it like Superman? So like while you were talking, I just randomly generated somebody. Chemical leak raised by mutants, urban cockroach. And I'm just like, I don't want to play that character.
Yeah.
Like right away, I'm like, this isn't this like most randomly generated systems. There's some kind of inspiration, but no.
You gotta play it.
Sorry. Yeah, you rolled it. You gotta play it. That's so stupid.
Of the system.
Yeah.
No, I gotta use my reroll.
Yeah, what we keep saying, well, that's why is this rolled? No one will do this.
No.
This is pages like I see like the point of giving you like imagine if this was like 4 pages of info about about random origin stories and shit, and it's actually interesting. Like give me 1 page of sources of mutation, one page of these backgrounds each, and just write a bit more shit about them. Like the institutional background, for example, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 choices in it you can roll. That's on the low end of what I'd say is fine. Like put maybe 12, 15 choices for each of them, and then that's interesting enough that you might I roll this. Because here's the next thing. Unless your player literally doesn't fucking care about it, they're gonna re-roll. If you tell them to roll this, they're also gonna re-roll until they get what they want. It's almost like they want to choose for the most part.
Yep.
And the real nightmare of this is gonna be, playing like a shared class, so we each get the same.
Yeah.
It also feels
that's the
weird.
real twist on this. Like, what if a group had just generated what I rolled? I don't think a group really wants to play a merry bunch of urban cockroaches.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. You know. Yeah. There's such a low chance of getting something that you want to play out of the box. Whereas there are other games that, like, if they with some of the more limited options with animals, that might happen. But the problem is, once again, like the things that should be interesting, they just don't have enough of them.
Yeah.
Like institutional background, like what you said. Like 9 is the low end.
In Modifius Conan, every single random rolled character works. They are interesting, they are engaging, and they are something that you'd want to play. You will never fuck up. You will always get something playable and cool.
But
do not care. This, you could end up with something garbage.
I will say I would never roll anyway. But you can make roll tables good and bad, and this is also a bad example of roll table on its face. I do not enjoy rolling my shit. Also, the weirdest part about all this, so it's most likely that you are like So you roll where you come from, right? Depending on your background. How does this even work? Wait. Oh, if you're a city species, true species. Okay. So the cool shit is wild or zoo species. And that's sort of like gated behind you rolling well. If you're from urban, you're fucked. You can be a pet or like what we just read out. Pets is also probably not going to include like really cool shit. And then wild species, zoo species, gene mod. Gene mod is also just weird stuff. And then you're mostly wild and farm. Like if you want to be from the zoo, the only chance you have is 86 to 98 from city, or 31 to 40 from institutional. And then the zoo species is alligator, axolotl, bear, capybara, cheetah, chimpanzee, dolphin, elephant, giraffe, gorilla, hippopotamus, hyena, kangaroo, lion, monkey, panda, as is the red or giant, pangolin, parrot, penguin, emperor, octopus, opossum. Like, these are cool. I would want
those
to
are
be
fun.
them, and I can't be them because the likelihood of being them is below 10%. It sucks. Like, if everyone's gonna be a European rabbit before they get to be like an alligator, that's stupid.
Yep.
Oh, I guess
or they're going to be like an
I
Amazon
guess
parrot or something.
Wild species has some overlap here,
Yeah,
but not a lot.
few.
Like alligator overlaps, but for example, gorilla clearly doesn't. Hot take. I wouldn't want to play gorilla. It's too close to human. If I played this, like African lion.
Well, if you picked gorilla, you could play the character from what is that anime with the very angry panda?
Winston from Overwatch.
Wait, Jujutsu Kaisen?
I don't even remember.
Are you talking about Jujutsu
Agretsuko? I don't know.
Agretsuko? You brought it up. I hope you know.
I don't know.
I feel like you're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen because there's a boxing panda in that and he turns into a gorilla. Yeah.
Oh, okay. See? There you go.
He gets gorillaed up.
Fair enough.
Gorillaed up. It's really
But yeah, you could play Winston from Overwatch here too. That would be fun.
And fuck Winston.
Yeah, fuck Winston. Fuck
Winston. Fuck Overwatch.
Generally, fuck Overwatch. Yeah, fuck Blizzard. The chance of you being a cool animal is so low. And I'm not saying like you can't make a cool cockroach in this game if you really want to. I'm just saying if I were to choose like off the top, not like my first character in this would probably not be an opossum. I would want to play I would like to play an orca maybe, or like a secretary bird. Actually sounds really interesting. Stupid as that may sound, it sounds like you're gonna play a really prim and proper assassin type character with that. And
so I'm gonna just say this: there's a lot of choices here. They all don't fucking matter.
Yeah, they really don't.
It's just a way to get more game, just more options, options. No more. We have more. Instead of just going, hey, feline species, you could be anything, and there's big, small, and medium-sized feline. Big, small, medium-sized canine. No, we've got to list out all this shit.
Yeah, because
just like RPGs that are obsessed with fucking guns, oh man, it's just so much garbage.
Yeah, but after the bomb did it though.
Awful.
After the bomb did this.
After the bomb sucks.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I wouldn't play that game. Fuck that game.
Emery, you're being overly negative about a game you liked in the past.
I was fine with After the Bomb, but I don't think I'd want to play it.
See,
like, I think I said it was playable. I think that was the nicest I've ever been. But the more I look at this, and the more I read this game and skim the later pages, the more that this feels like a fucking waste of time. Like, I hate this. This person.
You're a
waste of a developer. You have stolen oxygen. You've stolen trees. Died for this to be printed.
You know what's funny?
Ink was wasted.
We now get to the things you do get to decide if you want to.
Oh boy, finally!
And they are like, what institution made you?
Awesome.
But you had to roll that anyway, so I don't care. Why you roll. Why you can decide now. kind of makes no sense. You can
Yep.
you can
Why
roll.
start letting the players make their own character now? Fuck it.
Yeah, but you can roll how short you are with a D100 and then roll a D100 how short you are again.
Cool.
Yes.
You can also roll if you are like overweight or underweight. And then you have like life before mutation. Then you have how I learn to fight. Like these are really things I want to leave up to chance if I already can't decide for myself what kind of character I am. Because I enjoy the idea of being Kung Fu Panda a lot, but I can't be because I wrote Rabbit.
Yep.
Like why? Now we mutate, which is you have goop. Like you kept track of your goop. And the kind of animal you also gives you some points, and you can now spend them on advantages, disadvantages, basically, and increasing your stats as well, including like derived stat like size, or not derived size is based on your animal. But you can be a really big orca instead of a normal big orca. And then we have pages upon pages of animals. And we're just gonna pick one to look at because this is all the same. Let's do frog because I like frog here. Frog bull. Unusually large and invasive, and it throws its weight around. Wow. Size rating base 2. Goop 28 plus. So you get a lot for being this. Not as much as for an Arctic fox though, for some reason. Your attributes you can spend goop on are determination, strength, and endurance. Also, thank you, Louis Caver, for following. Thank you. So that we're doing threats. We're doing that later. You can spend goop on these 3, but not other ones, because clearly a frog can't be dexterous. Or
Clearly.
have prowess. I'm sorry, that's what it's called.
Wait, so I pick bullfrog and I have to spend points to croak? Fuck you.
No, you get that. Oh, sorry. So right,
It does cost you.
Wow, awesome. So anyway,
Yep.
then you get basic traits which are Salienta, Carnivore, Respiration, Amphibious. I don't know what Salienta is. I don't care. Major traits: Catching Tongue, 5 goop. Natatorial, 5 goop. Night Sight, 5
Sundered
goop.
redeems a threat.
Prey
Hey,
Sight
Sundered,
goop.
I'm gonna force you to write this out word by word on the blackboard 100 times.
This what, the bullfrog?
No, this book.
Louis.
Sundered is gonna stay after class.
Oh no, this one
and
book
write out
that's
this
a
whole
lot.
book on the blackboard. Yep.
I'm gonna
You can
say.
go home when you're done.
I'm gonna say you have to make 100 characters.
Oof.
No, even better. You have to make a character until you become a. Let's look it up. Become a. Where's an ant in here? No, there isn't. Right? No. Until
No,
you
the closest thing
become
we've got is a cockroach.
an emperor.
A cat?
Yeah, we have to. No, yeah, cat, of course. Yes.
No ants.
No ants. No points.
No ants.
But yeah, let's go back to our frog.
Back to the frog. Back to the frog.
So you get these traits for free. All these, you're gonna have to spend goop. There's list the goop it costs because you could buy them with other species. You get camouflage, parietal eye, and teeth gripping. And then you spend 5 goop on. I think this is just you get this, but it's a 5 goop trait, but others can't have it, Emery, honestly. I don't think you spend it. It's just it is a 5 goop trait. That's what they mean. And part of why this gets less points than this.
Cost if you have it.
Yeah, because this stuff. Yeah, because they list it out, because this is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, 50 goop. While the Arctic fox, for example, only has 5, 10, 15, 20 goop plus 2, 22, which explains why its size is 5, it gets more goop than the frog. It all makes... They thought about this, lol.
The actual rules say those are options you can buy as that animal. You don't automatically get any of them.
What? You don't get any of them? Fuck this then.
You don't automatically get catching tongue. You don't automatically get prey sight.
I was right.
That's the worst. But then, why is
I know it's the worst. Why is fucking right?
Why is frog then? There's froggitless goop than a fox then. Fox is bigger. Just buying yourself up to 5 already costs I think 3 goop or 4. That's so stupid. So, Lewis Carver, looking into the rules, how to play TTRPG. Step 1, don't. Step 2, if you really want to play, read the rules. Step 3, ignore all the loopholes and stupid rules. You just read. Step 4, play with your friends. Step 5, ignore the rules. Step 6, no, really, just ignore the rules. Step 7, have fun? I would say the rules are
rules are important.
Rules are important. If you have to ignore all of them to play your game, it's just a bad game.
Play a different game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this because we talk about crunch and we shit on one-page RPGs and narrative and rules light RPGs all the time. But the rules give you a common ground that you all agree on to play in that space.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. You can all agree to play flag football in the park. But if somebody shows up with a paintball gun and just starts shooting you and saying that they win, that doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Too many of these narrative games don't have like solid crunch, or too many crunchy games are written poorly.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's my big problem with Shadowrun. Like it's a crunchy game, but it's just like, oh well, it's laid out poorly. You can actually just make bad characters. You can make ineffectual characters and not have fun in that game.
Very easily.
Straight up.
Yeah. Well, yep. That is it's indeed it's done for.
When you really get down to it, like this type of stuff where it's not even terrible. Like it's not even terrible. It's just exhausting. Like this type of game is just like you wrote all these rules in for what? To copy a game from the 1980s.
Yeah.
And for what? So that you could scam people out of 30 grand? This is a fucking scam.
This isn't a scam. It doesn't make it no.
It's a fucking scam.
No, it's not a scam because
play after the bomb.
It made no money, not enough money for this to be a scam, and they're making more product, which also doesn't make that much. Because Sonnet just said in chat, the next book they made, Mutants, the next raised 30k from 846 backers. That's not. It also firstly shows you like the interest isn't big.
It's not really.
And
that big.
Secondly, it shows you like each of these backers gave basically $40 or something. Something like that. A little less than that, which and Sonnet gave 28 for the book. Yeah.
Sunder, okay, I'm gonna shut this down. You say After the Bomb is too complicated. This game has a bunch of like the same shit, man.
Yeah.
It's not streamlined enough to make it quote unquote less complicated. I get that you gave money to this, but at the end of the day, I really honestly feel that you got taken for a ride. This is snake oil. This is legitimately somebody selling you snake oil. Like he's telling you, he sold you piss yesterday, and then he came back with more piss today and said, no, it's different piss. It's not the same. It's better for you. It'll cure your indigestion.
Ultimately,
I'm so sorry.
It's not that it's not that it's piss. It's that if you peel the label off that bottle, it's just going to say After the Bomb on it.
Yeah.
Because the label underneath,
my brain's melted by this garbage.
Underneath it's just the same thing, and they didn't. I don't know. So then you get traits. You get explained what the fucking traits are. These are just
as you were mentioning earlier about classifications. They could have done this like at the beginning and then just kept stuck to this instead.
Yeah.
Why didn't we just do this?
This whole page.
Yeah. This page is pointless. But yeah, I don't care that it's Lagomorpha rabbits, and I happen to know that. But you just gave me Wolf Grey. That's gonna work. No one's gonna ask if I'm a Canidae.
Yeah.
Let's say yes, you are. This is for the furries. End of story. This page is for the furries.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care enough. I'm a cat. I'm not a Felidae. Like, what the heck? And then you spend attribute enhancement, total group spend, blah, blah, blah. Can spend some groups to get attribute bonuses. I think max is still 30.
Yeah, 30. Hard cap.
The size rating is the same as in Rifts. In essence, in that if you are bigger, you can carry more. You get a bonus damage from that, and you are just bigger, which can lead to problems. And if they did get rid of the you being stupid for being small, which is good, because I don't agree with that. With that assertion that it would impact you and meaningfully to be small and be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
However, who cares? Really, you could just not use those rules in after the bomb, and we have to ignore so many other rules in this that this being better isn't really a point. It's just you rebalance this a little. Congratulations.
Wonderful. Totally worth all that backer money that you fucking swindled out of people.
They then explain...
You disgusting, talentless fucking work-stealing hack.
They then, for some reason, explain for pages and pages, like the different types of movement you can have and different types of diets you can have and how they, like, go into, like, the best one for the game, which is, in this case, omnivore or bipedal or what have you. And I don't know why this is here.
Yeah, because we're playing Spore now. We're playing Spore. Look at that.
And it's like, you can... I guess if you're a snake, you have to buy 4 limbs and quadruple limbs and shit to walk.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you have to slither. But then...
Yep.
But this isn't how evolution works either. This is just how your movement system works. Yeah, if I have limbless, it's better to have 4 limbs because then I can do things with me hands, you know? And then I can have 2 more. And then I can be semi-bipedal, and then I can be bipedal, I guess. It's Exa, Octa, Myriapod. Yeah, you can be a, I guess, like, what would you call it? A centipede, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
You can, then you buy these for points, depending on where you start, I guess. I guess you have to buy all of this to be not just a frog, if you're a frog?
Yep, you look exactly like a frog unless you buy this.
Okay, cool. So this is just basically points you have to spend. That's always cool. Because what I really wanted to play, if I play Mutants, is this a frog? Who is a frog? Like,
frog. Who doesn't even get, gripping bite unless you spend points on it.
Remember to keep some goop to spare, otherwise you can't fucking talk. Because that's an intelligent system to put in your fucking game.
Yeah, that used to be
troglodytes.
That used to be in After the Bomb, but you would always start at semi-vocal, I believe.
This book talks a lot about evolution for something written by a fucking brainless single-cell organism. God damn. I will continue to shit on this person.
It's fair enough.
I don't care. I will fucking yell at them in person. This sucks.
And then they explain what's... Okay, I assume most of these get side to start, so why is this here?
Yeah.
That is one of those sections where I'm just like, okay, you're talking about evolution. What if I wanted to devolve? What if I wanted to make a frog that had a mutation, make them blind? That's not included here.
Yeah, I mean, I assume that you can take steps backwards.
You could, but it doesn't say you can.
Yeah, good. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
And then we have traits that are just like, we couldn't put into this, but you can also buy them. Like independent wings. I don't know. And then you have all the animal traits like in a big list. It's just 3 pages long, which is apparently all the animal traits, which is probably not all of them.
Yeah, it seems like it winds up feeling like actually kind of a short list.
Yeah. You have small minor traits, which is stuff that won't matter as much, which you get like for one goop.
Yeah, most of them were like ribbons from 5th edition.
Which is also like a few pages of that. And then you get psionics, which is also like tacked on at the end.
It's very tacked on, I feel. Because there's just not enough of it. And then all of them are like, here's 10, here's 10, here's 10 for the cost.
Yeah,
I'm
10,
like,
15. That's 2 pages? What?
Yeah, there's not that many pages of it.
I didn't even realize when I looked over this, because I was kind of done at this point. So if you take... So what one of the rules it has is, if you take more than 1 power from the same kind of subsection, they all get cheaper. So if you buy 2 10 powers from the same subsection, you pay 16 because they both cost 2 less. So how many of them could I do that with? Why is this rule here? Also, these aren't.
I don't get it, honestly.
Wow. The more powers you buy, the cheaper they are. It's everything must go.
There's just telekinesis here and telepathy.
Christ.
Wait, we have one telepathy. We have one to. Wait, what? Why is this? Why is it laid out like this? Telepathic. Okay, oh no. So telepathic, 3 of them. Telekinetic, 3 of them. The rest of them are not even for that rule.
Yep. And then
okay,
also
I guess biokinesis would both be, but they're both strike abilities.
yeah, both strike abilities.
3, okay,
Yeah.
another one.
It's not like you can use them simultaneously. With the font, I thought that it said telepathic anemia rather than amnesia. I was just like, what the fuck?
No.
I can make somebody like starve to death or like deplete their red blood count. That sounds cool. Oh no, it's
that would be stuff from After the Bomb, because After the Bomb had weird shit in that list. It was also way longer than this. Why is it so short?
Yeah, it's really short.
This game has it's so short. It's 2 pages long. Why?
Yeah, because
you can sell more garbage later on your fucking scam Kickstarter, you snake oil salesman hack fuck. Yeah, of course. Yeah, we're only going to include 14 fighting styles that are really bad, with half of them being my furry garbage, my fucking furaffinity.net roleplay garbage fighting styles. Fucking God, I hate sucks so bad. This is so awful. I'm sorry. It's gotten worse. We started and I went, yeah, okay, this is like worse than After the Bomb because it's just that again. No, this is worse. This is a fucking Xerox of a Xerox of After the Bomb. For fuck's sake.
I don't see why this is from Furfinity. These are all real fighting styles.
No, wait. Keep looking.
No. Pack Predator, Jailhouse Rock.
Yep.
Okay, that's at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of this is there's 2 of them, but a lot of them are
whatever.
Okay, Pursue Predator also 3.
Powerhouse Prey. Yeah.
So yeah.
There's a few of them where I'm just like, okay, you could have.
Fine, I've been worse.
So all the wild ones have just been lifted. They made those up. The rest is really common spots.
Improvisational panic. Like, okay, that's a fighting style.
I see this. I mean, this is fine for a you're the slapstick character of the party.
Yes,
but
it's just the problem is you put that right next to Aikido.
Yeah,
come on.
The real problem I have with that is that this whole game has not been about that.
Exactly.
Like they're making a joke here and there, but this isn't been about being funny. It has been about you being a mutant in the now, you're living in a sewer eating pizza, and fighting Shredder and the gang, and you wouldn't like there isn't that character in this. April maybe, but she usually doesn't fight, and why? Like it's included, I guess, but the tone of your game is not even served by any of this.
No, it really isn't. That's why Toon is the only good comedy game we reviewed.
I mean, go so far. This is just straight up not a comedy game at all.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like these moments where they say, "Well, okay, suddenly we're a comedy game for this paragraph." Don't do that.
They didn't.
Please.
No, the thing is, like a game like what was it called? Floating Vagabond.
Oh, God.
They failed at being a comedy game, but they sure as fucking shit tried to be funny. It just wasn't funny because it was badly written non-jokes most of the time, but they tried to put them in there. This doesn't even have jokes. This is not even an attempt at a comedy game.
No.
Like they put 5 jokes at the start to make you think, oh, this might be fun to read.
Yeah.
That was the attempt. I mean, it didn't work, but
no, it didn't work. No, just don't do it.
Yeah, then you get next you get skills, which there's a lot of, but they're also not really interesting.
They're pretty much what you'd expect: hunting, spirituality, traversal. Yeah. You know, everybody needs traversal. Naval, so you can do things using your belly button.
This is like Rollmaster having napping while standing up is its own skill. I forgot what it was called, but it had that.
Yes.
God, I wish I could do that.
Or the skills in Cinnabar. Yeah.
Extreme
God.
sports, clandestine. Like there's like you look at these lists and anyone who has played a game like this before can be like, oh yeah, I think I know what I will pick off of this list, and it's probably not going to be artist or business or extreme sports or prey. It's probably going to be spy, thief, and clandestine for street, for example, because those are going to come up in an adventure.
Oh yeah, constantly.
No, but extreme sport. But I can use my extreme sports to do a sick gainer off this fucking building and get into the bio lab.
I guess maybe. I think the reason why these are here for some of them is because you get a bonus to your attributes if you pick them.
Well, there's that, and then also extreme sports, so you can play Street Sharks.
Awesome.
That's it. That's why.
Primary skills: skate, skiing, and surfing. You're an all-terrain.
Yeah.
You're all-terrain quicker.
Yeah, all-terrain. You know, just get on a board no matter what you're on.
Optional skills: athletics and escape. Athletics going to come up way more often than all of the other ones. What's escape as well? What the fuck is this? What's this?
I don't know what you do when you see this RPG.
Oh, these are the packages, and then they include, and you can also have. Oh no, that's so bad. Like, why would you list this? Why? They repeat because you get packages depending on what? I don't even understand that. Oh, your background, which we wrote 50 pages ago. It gives you different picks here. I get it now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not obvious immediately because you go through all of those tables and all those animals and all that goo to get here. And then you go, huh? Automotive.
We are so goopy today. Automotive as driver mechanic. Like, imagine taking. So, but in which thing is extreme sports? So, again, it's artist, business, lesson, extreme sports, praise, spy. Let's look at spy. Clandestine versus extreme because it's on the same page. So, we can have skating, skiing, and surfing, or we can have mislead, sneak, and snoop. Also, hide and shadowing as optional. This is 10 times better than this. For any, like, this would be fine if they would cost, like, if extreme sports would cost like a point and this would cost 3 or something. Because even if you're a character that would like want these skills, it's an equal pick between. You can gimp your character here so hard by just picking the worst ones for you. You can pick, let's say if a basic pick is pick artist, I have a covert pick, I pick social sciences. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I pick a military skill, I pick naval. And I pick a professional skill, I'm a farmer. A science skill, I'm I guess a software.
Oh. Wait, so you're what? You're a naval software engineer who started a farm?
Yeah, I mean, grew up on a farm and then I became a naval software engineer. I mean, I can write this character. That's not the point. And then I'm also into extreme.
No, I'm just saying that's dumb.
I'm also into extreme sports.
That garbage.
Yeah, man, I'm also into extreme sports and into traversal. So
or spirituality.
Spirituality, even better, spirituality. So I picked literally all the worst ones I ever could have, and now I do the same thing. One pick each. So let's pick. I'm not going to pick automotive because I don't know if we're going to be that, but I'm going to pick hunting.
Yeah, hunting is good.
I'm going to pick from this one. I'm going to pick spy or thief, depending which one gives me cooler skills. I'm going to pick explosives or weapons from military. Probably explosives, just because, they tend to be cool. From professional, I'll pick maybe detective. And, I pick weapons here, so I definitely pick explosives here. I pick weapons here.
Yeah.
Science is going to be explosives. Fuck, we can pick something else from military. Predator, whatever predators, I'm going to pick that, I guess, from military. Artists, I'm going to be whatever spy or thief I didn't pick before. And then I'm also going to be Maybe a
Reversal.
predator, maybe traversal, because we all need traversal.
Yeah.
And I made, if the same picks, a character that's going to be 5 times as useful to anyone to play.
Yeah, you're gonna be a real badass.
Yeah, like no, like I understand that. Like I might switch my picks around, pick weapons here, do pick farming here because I grew up on a farm and this is my character background, and then do the same. But you can't. These are not equal. You idiots. Oh, it's painful.
It's so asymmetrical.
You can just have hobby skills, I guess, which don't matter. Which I like. I like that in Shadowrun as well, where you can just be like, oh yeah, I know about Urban Brawl for some reason. Maybe it comes up in one adventure in 10. Then you have proficiencies for weapons, which are derived somehow. We do not care. And then you get your skill percentage, which are based on your intelligence somehow.
Yep.
And then there's all the skills, which are many.
Yep.
And
Some of these feel like a copy paste of the system from an actual MMO called Fallen Earth. The reason why I say this is because Fallen Earth, their system, they take 2 different core attributes, and then that's kind of your base percentage with that particular skill. And they do the exact same thing here, and some of them make no fucking sense, just like Fallen Earth.
The only positive I can see is that it's short. This is short. This is good that it's short. Because I hate systems that spend 10 pages explaining what climbing is.
Oh yeah.
Like
why is boating perception and speed? Like
you don't even need this one. You don't even need to tell me that it's vertical movement by hand or tool.
Yeah.
Firstly, it's not always vertical. It's also already wrong. And secondly, just tell me climbing, strength, endurance. I'm gonna be fine. And then maybe companionship. I would need an explanation. Maybe explain that a bit more than like with 5 words.
Yeah, because if we were talking about Cinnabar, it'd be a different kind of companionship. It wouldn't be with animals.
And then, again, the only positive here is that this is like...
The only people who would really want to play this game are people who seek some significant companionship with animals.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be that brain dead to play this shit.
I get the joke. I'm not gonna comment. The only positive again about these 2 pages is that
it's actually pretty literal at this point.
Is that it is again? I can see another game giving me 25 pages of mind-numbing explanation about skiing and skating, and they don't do that. That's kind of positive in the smallest way I've ever seen. Then you get items, which is like you can pick one of these. Character selects one equipment package provided by the background, a basic agent or escapee or a survivor package. You just get stuff that's in there. This game doesn't really do much with items, which is fine. So it's
whatever.
Not about that. Wealth chart, you can roll how wealthy you are. This is one of those things I would say okay with. And then
I'm gonna actually sit up and give like a real tabletop design opinion rather than just being aggressive and angry and dismissive as I've been for the rest of the thing. This type of equipment system shows to me that you don't really want to design something. It shows to me that you haven't put any thought into it. It's just whatever. It's equipment packages and you just get things and items. They just work, right? I haven't put a thought into how these things interact with the player character, so you just have them.
Yeah.
Like, when items are this dismissive, but you've just spent fucking, like, 30 pages talking about morphology and, like, explaining extreme sports skills, like, this shows that you didn't actually think about it.
Yes.
You got this far and dropped the ball, so now items are just tags that you stick onto your character sheet. That's just, it's lazy. It's lazy.
I ask you, please, chat, to explain to me who the 4 turtles are without mentioning their weapons. Like one of them is like a fighting dude, I think, and one does machines. That's an explanation. But then, if we put another 2 sentences onto there, you're gonna be like, and the guy who does machines, he uses a bow staff. He has a purple eye band. Like, equipment matters. In many cases, equipment is something adventures revolve around, because you are seeking stuff for yourself in some way. You want something, you set out to get something. And yes, of course, that can be a character advancement thing where like, oh yeah, I want to find my my lost relative, whatever. This is going to be my character thing. I want to, like, I'm looking for my sister, whatever. That's a fine motivation that completely works. But then pretty quickly, that meta plot is going to revolve around, well, to find my sister, I need cash to pay someone to find, like, to do detective work, or in order to like get into the place where my sister is, I will need like an armored car. And then equipment suddenly matters very much. And then you can't just be dismissive about it. I completely agree. Like they give you some options here, like heavy bionics and heavy strong limbs. Yeah, you get some of this gives you like a bonus to stuff. That's fine. The gimmicks are like, oh, you can pick them if you a grooming kit. Basic gimmick, one non-burst weapon or basic gimmick, and plus 0% wealth. Like, I start with I don't even have pants on, folks. We are all naked here. Like, you didn't even list that we have clothing? I get we are animal people, but what?
I'm gonna just read out some basic gimmicks, okay? Casual companion. You have a small animal. It can fetch objects, go for help, or provide plus advantage in suitable tasks. Okay. Citizenship. You're from a country. No shit, moron. You have an official academic degree. That's a really interesting gimmick. License. You have a license for your locality. Like a driver's license, a gun oh, so if I just don't have that basic gimmick, I don't have a driver's license, that's cool. Lucky item, stylish clothing, a vehicle. Like, look at these gimmicks, like, right? These are just such, like...
So, and again...
That's all items are for you. They're just a thing that you use. I'm so sick of gimmick-based character making. I'm so sick of this.
Worst part here, the license is like, yeah, you have a license for your driver's license. We are a fucking snake man, or whatever. Maybe a cockroach. Yeah. Who cares if I have a driver's license? I care that my lucky item gives me a advantage. Actually,
I'm an opossum that has the fucking like personality and equipment of Yosemite Sam.
Oh,
what
actually,
the fuck do I care if I have a driver's license or a firearms license?
It's more complicated. It gives you, if you have disadvantages, it gives you a temporary will point because you're. This is gonna help me. This is can never come up in a normal game. And also to a degree, if you don't have citizenship, this is likely to be a forgery. I have a piece of paper that says degree on it in like crayon. What the fuck? Like half of this is nothing, and the other half gives you like tangible bonuses. Who's gonna pick the nothing stuff? Like I can make a forgery of a degree using a skill in this game. I have to take it at start and lose an item. I might.
This is like playing Fallout and going like, I only use one-handed guns because my headcanon is that my courier doesn't have a left arm. And then, like, you can see the left arm on the character, though.
Yeah.
Like, you're actively tying a hand behind your back, like, for no reason. It's for roleplay. Tie a hand behind your back for roleplay, but I could just use the better options.
I can just cut my arm off.
That, because this is functionally a game. Like, you don't have to be, like, good. Not all things have to be equal. I don't think it can be. You're designing different things. They're going to be, like, unbalanced. They're going to be unbalanced, and that's fine.
They are, yes. By their very nature.
But there's a difference in, say, D&D, where, hey, Ranger is not as useful in as many situations as a Wizard. But the Ranger is still useful in their own way. They may not have the same balance, and they may not have the same use in certain situations, but they're always useful.
Yeah, and while your Wizard might have just not brought the right spells today and is useless in the situation you're in, your Ranger is always going to be able... Yeah, but firstly, they will be fine tomorrow. And secondly, you know about your Ranger with absolute certainty that if you're in the forest and lost, he's going to find a way out. Like that's the base trade-off D&D makes with many classes is either you have a jacket of all trades character that you can fuck up in the moment because you just thought, well, we wouldn't be fighting a dragon today, so I mostly brought social spells because the idea was that we were at a big banquet and I wanted to be cool there. For example, I mean, this is probably not the best example, whatever. But if your barbarian is at that banquet eating like all of the canapes at once because he's hungry, the dragon shows up, he's gonna rage and hit that dragon with the waiter possibly because there's no weapon around.
Yeah.
And that's still gonna do, and that's probably still gonna do damage, you know. While and whatever the fuck, but this is just nothing. This is just would you like it? Would you like a bonus or would you like nothing?
It's so superficial. Okay,
it's so
I
superficial.
think I found out what frustrates me. It's the fact that yes, this is a lot of stolen work from After the Bomb. This is a waste of time. This is big snake oil salesmanship. But it's the superficiality of it. It's the hey, look, I brought every single hors d'oeuvre. I brought all of them, and it's like they're all still frozen. You didn't thaw the hors d'oeuvres. You didn't make them from scratch. This is just a bunch of stuff you got from the frozen food aisles that you got dumped on the table and said, make it yourself. Like, this is the worst kind of design. It's not even like the like schizo McCracken garbage where you're absolutely unhinged and just start throwing all sorts of garbage, but like then it's just this. It's just like this boring melange.
Yeah. And
I don't see how anybody could play this and have fun. I am not seeing the fun in the system.
I think honestly the thing we have to remember is also, and this is not going to be an indictment of this game, this is just going to be like, we did read After the Bomb. How many people today do you show this book to, do you think have read After the Bomb and know about it? This is why this isn't the worst grift, right? Because most people will be like, oh, I can be like a bison. That sounds cool. Let's be a bison. Oh, I have to roll that. Let's ignore that. Let's just play this game. And they're going to have fun for a while.
Yeah.
But if you know about After the Bomb, it's like, this is so similar. And After the Bomb, I'm pretty sure had items in it, had like a section of
so
stuff.
many.
Yes.
Huge piles of it.
Because the one thing Symbieta really likes is making a list of anything. So items were also there.
Because that was one of the things I liked about playing After the Bomb. I was like, I get a cool shotgun that's sized for my massive horsewoman. Like, this game doesn't have that. They say, okay, have a katana, go have fun. Here's a fedora, it's optional. Like, come on, you can do better than that.
Yeah. Also, like, they tell you weapons here, but they don't tell you stats of weapons. It's just very, very smart. Like,
smart.
Why would like, everyone's gonna now have to leave 30 pages back to find the weapons, because this is just useless. It's bad. Sorry. It is bad. The retread is so. They didn't put the time in to make it a good retread.
Yep.
Oh, now
we talk consistently over game after game.
We have arrived, by the way. Page 65, they tell you how to derive your stats.
Yeah, they finally tell you how to do that.
Halfway through the fucking book.
When they could have had like a little, I don't know, reference side section very early on.
This is half a page. You could have put that right where it was, where it said these stats exist. This would
literally fits in like that same area.
Fit in that area.
We have talked over and over about the longevity of a system. Your system should not be written for one playthrough, right? You should be creating something that people can come back to, create different characters, engage in a different way, do a different type of game. It's why D&D has been so popular for so long, because it's not just name brand recognition. It's the fact that ever since, the 3 Little Brown Books, you can do tactical combat and have that be the mainstay of what you do for a couple months, and then social or political stuff, or maybe just role-playing. Like, it's multifaceted. This has no facets. It's a flat, do what you want. Well, whatever. It's Ninja Turtles, man. Just do the Ninja Turtles. It's like, I don't care, man. You're not putting the effort into the system. You're not giving me any reason to play. You're not giving me any reason to run. Like, there isn't anything past the aesthetic, past the superficiality of it, that really works,
I have to look up when this book was published. I think it was 2021.
2021
sure
or
it was, yeah.
2022 was the copyright, I think.
Yeah, 2021. was
Okay.
when it
There's
was
so many
published.
better options right now.
Like-
Like, why would you ever?
But
buy
like,
this?
you know why I want to look that up? Because we arrive at, I think, might be the worst page of the book if it ever loads. Okay, I have to scroll down a little bit more.
Okay.
Which is,
Okay.
we get to a table that says, okay, you can roll your gender and you can roll your name.
Yeah.
And then it gives you 1, 2 pages of, no, it gives you a page of sure names. Actually, first names, sorry. Why? I can go on the internet and have a name, have one of 78,000 name generators on in 5 seconds to get a name if I don't have an idea. And these are also just
So
normal as I'm not called, my cockroach is called Davis. Like, because I wrote the 13. Like, what the, why is this why can't I, what?
So
Oh, these are feminine, oh,
Xanathar's
sure
guide
names.
has something very similar, and I think that's fine.
I think
that's fine because it's like, hey, do you want to get names that you probably wouldn't use normally? Hey, look at the Celtic names. Maybe you don't use those often.
yeah, but the difference here is these are just normal as American names.
Yeah.
Also, Eastman, no Laird, fucking loser. You couldn't even get your references right.
Like, my problem with this is this book has 152 pages. Xanathar's is at least 200 thick. I forgive a book like a little bit of page I won't use, the more pages are in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
This is 120 pages where 40 of them have been completely useless. Like,
yeah,
that's another issue. It's like, the deeper we dig, we just keep picking the scab off.
Can also
This used
just
to be a pretty
do
decent
you
attractive
roll
scab.
your profession randomly?
I could be a cosplayer cockroach.
I am what I am. Yeah. So you can be
I could be a cockroach that dresses up on Sailor Moon on the weekends.
yes, you can be
This is what this game is telling me.
you can be you can be a cosplayer cockroach with no relevant skills for cosplaying because you rolled.
That's what I would play. I wouldn't have artistry. I wouldn't have anything. I just steal outfits from Barbie dolls and wear them to conventions.
I do like the idea of like a cockroach truck driver though. Like just the fucking truck pulls up to you. It's just a cockroach. He's got like the trucker cap on. He's like, "Yep, that's what we do around here."
Yeah.
I'm holding this for another 84 hours.
I would play that character.
Yeah, and here's I also I want to go back up a bit and talk about the derived sets for a little second because I remembered something.
Yeah,
so,
they're kind of cringe.
So no, I don't even care about what you do here. So mostly you add like some of your stats together to get these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also love that one of the bonuses unused takebacks. Why would I ever like endurance times 2 plus unused takebacks? Is this fucking dumb? Because if I have a takeback left, I can just raise my endurance by a d6.
Yep.
But that's not even what I'm getting at. It's not even what I'm getting. I guess unused takebacks play into more than one of them. It's 2 of them. It's not worth it, folks. My point is, Sundert has said that this is less complicated than Rifts. I am willing to give you that, Sundert. I'm willing to give you that this is easier than Rifts because I honestly think, yeah, probably. I would have to go back and read After the Bomb again in detail to remember the bullshit there because there is a bunch. Because Rifts, the After the Bomb book just hides a lot of things that this book makes more plain. Like about how certain skills raise your attributes and how you don't want them and so on and so forth. And also, blah. However, if I understand After the Bomb, I can crack open any Rifts book and make a character in it and play that setting.
I will also add on to this that a Rifts character sheet can fit on a fucking note card.
Yeah. I mean, this probably as well, but my point is there.
Like, they're not hard. You just read it and it makes sense. This is so much fucking noodly bullshit.
The thing is, for the time where After the Bomb came out, you had a subsection of people who could just open that book, make a character in 20 minutes and be play ready because there are no fucking Rifts. they know the bullshit because it's always the same. The books often copy whole sections between them about character creation and shit. In many of them, you can just completely skip over like 50 pages that are only there if this is your first Rifts book, and make a character and play the game really quickly. Because while it's bullshit in the end, it's not great. It's honestly bad in many respects how it works. If you understood it once, you can play all of them. This you have to understand from scratch. It's not much easier than understanding Rifts from scratch, and you can only play this game with it because they made their own system, which is not really good. So that's my hot take on these skills, on these draft stats. Sorry. Now we come to we roll randomly on shit.
Yep.
We come to the general rules. They explain the general rules.
Oh, and then once again at the start of the section, we're going to try to be cool.
Oh yeah, right. Even fictional worlds aren't fair. Mutants will win, mutants will lose. The rules are here to provide uncertainty. No, they are not, you idiot. So that they raise questions. How does your mutant face the future? How will they learn to deal with adversity? And how radical can they be? No, this is exactly what the rules aren't about.
Yeah, rules are supposed to provide clarity and
Yes.
certainty for your character.
Yeah.
What are you fucking talking about?
The moment I know they are full of shit is the rules are here to provide uncertainty. Like, no. Like, yes, they're supposed to provide randomness because we are rolling dice. But the certainty comes, the uncertainty is exactly what you don't want, because let's go back to D&D. If I play a barbarian with 20 strength and an athletic expertise I got because it took skill for some reason, I expect to grapple most fuckers. Because my bonus to grapple is the highest I can make it. So if I can't grapple a fucker, that's noteworthy, because he's probably also a pretty strong fucker. But if the wizard comes at me, and I'm like, yeah, I grapple the wizard, and the wizard resists 3 times, probably I rolled like shit, but I expected to be able to grapple them. It's not uncertainty. The rolls are what provides uncertainty. The rules provide certainty. The rules make me able to be like, I should be able to grapple that wizard because he looks like a stick, while my guy has biceps bigger than him. So I will grapple him so he can't run away. It's very simple. It's certainty. It's planability. If you have no rules and no nothing, then you can't play a game because you don't know what's happening. You're playing Calvin Ball.
It's like I talked about before with the paintball coming to the flag football. Like, dude, you have the rules for how it functions so that everybody has a common ground that they understand. A solid set of rules and a solid system allows everybody at the table to understand exactly what's going on, and nobody gets special treatment.
Yep.
Right? Like, you know that even if it's weird, even if it's strange to figure out, you get it, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And this is a basic misunderstanding of what rules are supposed to do and what rules actually do in the system. Because, I mean, again, I said this, I don't know when, I said this probably several times. As DM, you can always, like, bend the rules, break the rules, whatever, but you shouldn't break the actual game rules. You should break, like, the rules of your own writing that you made. If it's, the players just kicked the ass of all my enemies way too easily. Yeah, there are going to be some more enemies who are going to appear to make this fight interesting. Conversely, okay, the players are actually fucking dying to this fight I made because they just wrote all fumbles all day long. Maybe the other guys I wrote that would appear don't appear right now because it's probably going to just kill my party. Like, that is the kind of rule breaking you do as a DM. Okay, they explain what rolling is, what success and failure. Like, yeah, okay, fair enough. You can write this, but everyone knows. Well, how to roll untrained, what advantage and disadvantages. It's literally what D&D does.
Yep.
And they had to abbreviate it because this book is so long. Like, it has to be A plus and D plus and plus A and plus D. Just to write advantage. Like, you're not paying the extra paper you use isn't that big a deal, my dude.
Yep.
You're already wasting ink on everything
Yeah.
else. So,
I mean, and we get it. You roll percentiles for your skills. You roll d20s to fight because this is after the bomb.
Yep.
I don't know how untrained rolls work. I don't care. Or you get a base percentage and stuff.
I'll compare this to Lancer for a second, because Lancer, they knew how to abbreviate things really well in that book.
Yeah, they did. Because they used icons.
Really well.
They used icons.
They used icons, and then whenever they did do something that was like a letter, it was very clear that, okay, this is only for this purpose, and they didn't have a lot of them.
When was Lancer written and came out? I think it was 2019, 18, something like that?
Yeah, that's the reason why I make the comparison, because this is a fairly recent game. That's a fairly recent game.
We are going to open that book for a quick second if I can find it right now. FHM Lancer here. So, like, this book made in 2019, yes, so 2 years. Like, let's skip to a random page and look at the layout and how readable it is.
And instantly, the slight headache I was having from the other font is gone.
Yeah. Like, it's
gone.
It's amazing how much better this is. Like, yes, I'm sucking the dick of Lancer any day now. Because
that game's good.
Because this game is good. Like, here's your abbreviation. It actually works. It's quick. I'm going to try to find one of those icons. Here, there's one. Resistance to lightning and fire. I can read this.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
It's so easy. So easy.
Like, holy crap.
That's what you got to do.
Crap. Holy fucking crap. And
works.
This looks like it is from the 80s. Where's do I have after the bomb in this folder still? It didn't put it in here. Damn it! I wanted to open after the bomb to just compare the font. Is it? Oh wait, I must have it in here. Don't I? I guess it's somewhere else in my other folders. Didn't put it in. Damn it. Okay, I'm not gonna search for it now. But this feels like it feels like a scan from the 1980s or from 90s, because they also put this grime on the pages for some reason.
Yeah, all those random dots and grime. Yeah,
all those random dots that make it so the text is harder to read because they are under the text.
Yep.
So that you.
I feel you.
I feel you. I do think, like, again.
Okay, wait. I do want to assuage this. No spending is actually wasted. I genuinely think that you put some great effort into this. Like, somebody did put, effort into writing this. I think all of that effort is misguided, and I think a lot of their efforts are wasted. However, I do think that your intentions are pure and solid. You wanted After the Bomb but modernized, and if you got that out of this, then good. No matter what we say as designers, that does not make that a waste. So don't worry about it.
I say what I say.
I will continuously shit on this game because I think it's genuinely bad, and if I spent my money on it, I would feel like it's wasted. But then again, remember, I also bought the Dark Souls RPG. That was a definite waste because that is garbage. Yep. Yes,
I will straight up say, Dark Souls RPG way worse than this.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. We have gone over many things that are worse than this in the last year and a half we've done the show. However, I think that this one is egregious for me because it reeks of stolen work.
Yeah, this is like I will also I agree with Emery 100%. This is literally stolen work. They didn't do enough to make this different from After the Bomb. Yes, it is a modern take on it, but it's not really a modern take on it. It just came out last year.
Imagine doing this to literally any other game.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, we just stole all of Cinnabar and made modern Cinnabar. Like, right? That would be garbage, but you could do it. Like,
wait.
derivative is a great
Tabletop Talk Villain Arc, where we release a new Cinnabar and make it more successful than what?
Is it possible? I think you can do it.
It wouldn't be hard. So the part where you make it more successful is not, but we really want to. We would have to type all that out because that scan is not text readable.
Fuck. Yeah.
That's too much work already.
It's a lot of work. But, at the same time, like, People have
New
passion
subthought
projects.
No.
New subthought goal.
I'm not. I
New
mean,
subthought goal.
you're welcome to make that a goal on your side. I'm not helping with that shit.
Fuck no. Fuck no. Wouldn't do
See,
that.
like, I really like this guy though.
The crocodile with the he's just searching for some. He's
Yeah, he's just hanging out, man.
he's
Pretty cool
basically
dude.
Florida man. I like that he has a raincoat on. Why would an alligator care about that? It's interesting because maybe he has like electronics under there which he has to shield. And so this is the art in this is the best part. Honestly, the art in this has been
I
good.
think the art's great.
There isn't much of it here, sadly, because shoestring budget, but the art is really solid.
There's a lot more art in the sequel book, Mutants in the next.
Okay. They give you like a little bit of how to run a game, which okay. It's this guy is also really cool.
Yes, the octopus selfie.
I like that he has like some of them have hands, some of them don't, which is also nice. It's also you see like an octopus. He has 6 of them. It's kind of weird.
That's
hexapod.
incredible.
Yeah.
They got fucking eyelashes on. They got their lashes.
He's pretty.
What a cutie.
Yes,
And the little ears.
He's taking a selfie, or she maybe with a selfie with the what is the helmet though? Is it like a
Their
rugby helmet?
freakish mutant hands.
Love
It's like if the game had gone this direction, like the
Yeah.
direction of just this picture,
yeah.
it probably would have been more fun.
This gives me the impression the artists didn't even know what they were making art for because this is not in the book. Like, yes, you can make an octopus that is this technically, but the tone of this game hasn't borne out that it's like this.
No.
Like, after the bomb is more crazy and fun than this. And then that game, everybody died, and you're literally like a mutant animal from like 500 years in the future, and you don't even know what a refrigerator is. Like this. I love this art a lot. I want to play this character. But then we explain how to fight, which is like you roll d20s, and it's like D&D kinda. And except there's more nitty-gritty shit, but I don't care. As the conditions you can have, which there's more conditions in this than D&D because startled is a condition, for example. States, which is like you're aiming currently, you're envenomed, blah blah blah.
Being swallowed.
There's some basically good crunch in here if you want to dive into it. These rules are fine. And then you get to the guns, which are also fine. They actually do in this game what Emery said in that, this is like a hunting shotgun. This is an example of a hunting shotgun. All of these do 3d12. This is a combat shotgun. This is an example of that. All of these do 4d8. And so on and so forth. They don't care, rightly so, about making the M60 distinct from the M249. And you can maybe argue about why is these damages like this, but this is fine. This is probably the best page in the whole fucking book, together with the melee weapons, which are also like this.
Yep.
Because this is D&D has been influential in these parts that I don't think anyone in current year will ever do like a Rollmaster, where they just stat out every weapon with slight fucking differences because no one gives a fuck.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Nobody really cares.
The nunchuck doing D10 is something I would say is a big what, but fine, okay, whatever.
Okay.
Wow, they watch too much Cobra Kai, I guess.
Like.
No, it's the greatest weapon of the warrior who has a mental like steel. You can talk about these damages being weird. Like a nunchuck does a D8, the D10 does 2, does a D12. No. But whatever the fuck. Most of this doesn't even matter because if your guy is size 20, he's gonna get 5d6 whatever extra damage. It doesn't even matter if he swings for d12 or for d8. And they kind of
your character matters way more. Yep.
Talk about the size of a New York brownstone, and I have a nunchuck to match. That's just a fucking street lamp. Like you're dead. Sorry, you're paid.
Sonat, I was right. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think this little guy can morph his tentacles into hands if he wants to. There's like a really cool art from someone I could never show on stream because it's very, very not safe for work. But they showed like a naga having a very thin tail and making a hand out of tail because it's very bendy. That was cool. I would want to play that, for example. Cool. Then they have some armor here, which is... It has all this... resistance versus armor value. Okay.
Yep.
Not... Yeah, this is all you need. This is quick and fun. Then you have Psi rules, which is... I think you have 2 pages of power. So how many pages of rules can we get here? Is this so long to... 1. Yeah, Psionics and this feels so tacked on, it's not even funny.
Yeah. It feels more like we had to do it.
Yeah. And we have a snake dude straight from XCOM. And then we expend experience points. This game has experience points and you level up and you get percentages to your stuff.
You have 10 levels.
And why is it 10? It can be more, I don't care. You can do milestone XP because... Oh, no, it's not. Oh, milestones are not XP. Milestones are actually like you get extra stuff on even levels. Okay, fine. And then all your Kung Fu levels up, which is like this stuff. You get bonuses to your shit. If you have picked your fighting style, you can only ever have 1, I think. Which is not how After the Bomb did it. And After the Bomb was very good to have several of these because they would kind of stack. Which was one of the ways that game was obtuse and dumb. So I think that's actually a good change.
This is a good change, honestly. Just having the 1 style.
And then they
especially for this style of game.
And then there's some pages about game mastering. And then I believe the book then gives you some lore. Like the game mastering section is so fucking short as well. That's the place where you can just write stuff and make your book actually feel like a little more like have more bite to it. Because how do I run a game for a bunch of mutants in the now? How do I do that? What are cool hooks I could have? What is things that could happen and so on and so forth? This is not enough. It's not enough to, like, if you have, yeah, sure, if you give one of us this book and say you have to run a game in this now, after we complain and you tell us, but you're going to get $1 million if you do, and then we say, oh, okay, fine. We skim over this section and don't even look at it. But if you are like new to this and you're, oh, do I DM? This is 2 pages, 3 pages. This is not going to help. Like, I know people who legit would be like, I don't know how to approach this. I never did this before. I'm just not the kind of person who thought about like writing a story and then adapting it for a game ever before in my life. So I want to run this game, but I can't. Because these 3 pages ain't gonna cut it for them. And that is sadness. You have to there had to be way more in this here. And then, it's okay, it's 5 pages. And then we get to, oh wait, is it actually 5 pages? What the fuck? Oh, no, it's 4 pages, because then we get to allies and antagonists. Because we really had to have a whole section where they show us...
Yeah, we gotta put all our backer characters in.
Roman Pike CEO, Linchpin. Yep. I don't think these... Are these backer characters?
No, we'll get there.
Oh, okay.
We'll get there.
We have the Bad Boys, which is a bunch of dogs. I remember that.
Just gotta put in our knockoff TMNT villains.
Yeah, I mean, like, these are just exactly the same as the dogs from Rifts. I can't remember the name of them.
Yeah. And then we have some dudes who are ninjas. Also stats.
Yeah, of course.
You need tons of ninjas in this game.
Yeah. These stat spreads, by the way, there's a way to lay these out way better and with taking less room, but I mean, they didn't really need to save room.
Yeah, they're fine.
They just saved so much room earlier not writing things for other sections, so they can just put this like that. And then we have these insect dudes, or like him. I always like a little critter riding a big mech. That's always fun.
Yeah,
that's fun.
A good thing. I like that one. What a funny little guy.
And then,
if you want to play Hammond in this game.
And then we have the group and where it's come from, I guess. I don't know. Stop caring.
Make it up.
And then we thank all the backers, as you do in these books when they are backed. We are not gonna look at these too much because Standard is in there. If they're not because I don't care, because I don't want to even be part of.
Cinnabar's author bio can be found on 116. Can I really shred this?
Oh no, that's great. Okay, wait. Oh, is this where we had this little dude? Yeah. First and foremost, this text owes everything to all the backers on Kickstarter that helped me create this game, all my patrons on Patreon, and all my peers and friends that have helped encourage me to create new games. In 1983, two comic creators developed a little indie comic book, The Joke and parody of mainstream comics, of course.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. That's not what Eastman and Laird did. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was originally written as a gritty noir.
Yep.
What are you fucking talking about, you moron?
Yeah, the parody there is that's the gritty noir, but it has weird turtles in it.
The parody is the fucking 90s TV show. The 90s TV show is a parody of Eastman and Laird's original. Oh my god.
Of course, their work would eventually become known worldwide, but it's hard not to see a commonality between a little indie game like this. Full stop.
No.
Commonality between this and the comic you writing, man. That's not how a sentence structure works.
That's bad sentence structure. And two, are you fucking kidding me? Eastman and Laird's like artistic opus creating an incredible comic book that has spawned one of the biggest franchises ever. That was picked up by multiple comic outlets after its initial. Are you okay?
This man thinks. This man thinks in 39 years they're gonna talk about this book like it's that comic.
No, you will be fucking forgotten. You will be washed to the sands of time, blasted by those sands to a fine, smooth, sightless, and absolutely featureless rock. You will be nothing.
This man likes to call out people, though. We all stand on the shoulders of giants, and as they took inspiration from creators like Kirby and Miller, I couldn't have made this without Eastman, Laird, and Wojcik. Wojcik? I'm not sure how to say that. Wojcik, I think.
I think so.
Close enough. Close enough. At first, this was intended as a joke, a parody.
Really?
How is this? How do you write this to what? What do you mean this is intended as a joke? Like, I'm sorry, my system's so garbage. I wrote it as a joke. Haha. Fuck you.
But memory. But as I worked on it, it became more and more earnest. I really enjoy anthropomorphic animal comics. I'm sure you do, and I'm not sure exactly why. Yeah, you are.
Furry,
okay, and I am not sure exactly why. So he's a closeted furry.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's how many of these properties balance on a razor's edge between seriousness and silliness in equal measure.
What?
Okay. One issue might have a Ninja Turtle defeat a gang of toy scalpers, where another would have a friend sink into alcoholism after accidentally murdering someone. There's something ironically human about how a given day can be ridiculous or tragic in their fictional world, and how well they can tell a variety of tales. I'm just... What are you talking about?
This guy's just full of it, man. Like,
is
what?
This guy,
what are you talking about?
Is this guy talking about, like, webcomics?
Does this guy need help? A game where you're defeating a gang of toy scalpers and then alcoholism after accidentally murdering.
He's specifically talking about like anthropomorphic animal comics being able to balance like tones, but every piece of media can do that.
Yeah,
like,
it can.
That's just legit, like it's not unique to it.
You're just a furry, man. It's okay. It's fine.
It's
just
okay.
say you're a furry.
Yeah,
go on Fur Affinity. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. You'll meet
Like,
more people like you. You don't have to write this garbage.
I'm a furry enjoyer. I'm not really a furry myself because I don't really. It's not the main thing I care about. But if there was like a,
I can enjoy. Like, I can enjoy furries. Like, I think furry art is cool, and I think like some designs are really good. I also think a lot of furry art's really bad, but that's mainly just because like it's juvenile artistry,
I
and
mean,
that's fine. You're coming
Yeah,
into your own.
exactly.
Like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of people
And
who
also-
just draw poorly because they're figuring it out.
Yeah, it comes down to taste. Like I will
It's fine.
find a nice cat lady or boy sexy if it's well drawn by a furry artist. Sure, absolutely. If you don't,
Exactly.
you're just honestly diluting yourself, kinda. Like, why would you be
Okay, can
opposed
I-
to that shit? But whatever.
Can
Yeah.
can I get the next one?
Yeah.
Maybe parody is just a little too serious these days. Obviously, a certain corporation news pages is based on the real-world excesses born of unrestrained capitalism. When the wealthy start to make comic book supervillains look subtle and crafty, it's not hard to draw on them for inspiration. Hey, guess what? Comic book supervillains and supervillains from these old cartoons were not based on nothing. It's almost like the idea of hypercapitalism and greed is comic book stupid. Like, yes, there's a point. That's the whole point. Hey, guess what? I'm gonna say the thing. Guys, I'm gonna say the leftist thing. There's a reason that we fight Nazis in comic books, because they are comically stupid villainous. They're like, the point of view is so brain dead that, like, you can just point at it and laugh endlessly. Same thing with hypercapitalism. Like,
Yeah.
so, like, dude, so what? Like, so? Okay, so you're making a joke about about like a massive oil company? Okay, alright. You're joking about Amazon? Alright. What are you doing with that?
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't see that in the rest of the system.
Are you gonna like do something actually with that, or are you just gonna take your money and leave?
Moreover, there's something about those who see the human world from the outside that's fascinating. Who doesn't wonder what their pet thinks? Wait, how is this relevant? We're mutated humans, aren't we?
Oh no, we are muted animals. We're actually animals.
Mutant animals may not provide
Yeah.
an accurate view of animal psychology, but it's always fun to think about. What are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, I like the idea that we haven't even made mutated animals in the real world yet, but this book may be accurate. Is that what you're saying?
What is he talking about?
This
Anyways,
is not-
okay. Games that that influence this guy's design process: Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness. Yeah, you can also just say After the Bomb.
Yeah.
It is the same, yeah. Same book.
Also, remember, you might not want to talk about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness due to the rampant, like, racism, homophobia, and issues with, like, portrayal of mental health. Maybe we don't reference that. Maybe we leave it, in the dust because it's this absolute disgustingly bigoted game, but whatever. Maybe kind of leave that one to the wayside, just reference After the Bomb,
Yeah.
because we all know that
Maybe.
you like After the Bomb. It's okay. 13th Age. Okay. 13th Age is whatever. Fantasy craft. The fuck
Savage
is
type
this?
original escalation mechanic.
What?
What is fantasy? Mental.
Iron
Oh,
Claw.
God.
Wait, 2 actions a turn solved a lot of my design woes with combat.
Yeah, we
2
didn't.
actions in a turn isn't, like, new.
We glossed over
Yeah.
this. I guess this is where he learned about it? Question mark.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Because
But,
what
like,
game
the
did we
idea of a
review last time that
multi-stage
did that?
turn is
Lancer.
fine. Yeah.
Lancer did the
Lancer
same
did that too.
thing.
Yeah, the idea of major and minor actions being
Look at this!
built in.
Look at this brain dead thing! Look at this! Look at the next one, Rune Quest, the origin of the percentile-based skill system. The origin, Emery.
I think there's a system called GURPS that may disagree with you, buddy. I
Yeah.
think that might I think that you might
There's
be wrong
Also,
here.
a little thing called like OD&D, where your rogue had like a percentile to climb a wall. What are
There's
you
also,
talking about?
what's it called? After the bomb.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be wrong.
Okay. So, this is
Okay,
a person.
To be fair, he says at the onset that it inspired him. He could have learned about percentiles from RuneQuest. However, it's not the origin of that. What the heck?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just straight up say, after doing this whole thing, this person is not an incredible writer. They're not a good designer. They're kind of delusional. And, like, what's your fucking problem, man? Just go on a furry board and fucking hang out. Play D&D with furries, dude. Just do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to write this garbage system. I
Yeah,
wrote it
play
as a
the
joke.
new
I'm sorry.
D&D 1 race. Just play
It
that.
just doesn't. sorry about you. You don't get to dodge poor design by saying I originally designed it as a joke, but then it became really like a real thing.
They knew what to put on the back cover, the cat girl.
Yeah. So
Yep.
hey,
They
I'm
knew what they were
gonna
doing.
let you in. I'm gonna let you in on a little bit of a creative deal, right? So anybody in the audience who doesn't work creatively, if you put freelance as your main title, you usually don't actually work.
Yeah.
That's usually self-employed. Like for me, I usually put forward self-employed. I don't put freelance. I do freelance work on the side, but primarily I'm a self-employed author. I publish things. Either I self-publish or I go to a publishing house. But I don't say, oh, I'm a freelance blah, 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 because that's not real. There aren't actually freelance game designers. There aren't actually freelance writers. There are people who work freelance.
Yeah.
But that's not a real job title. So this guy is self-employed and self-published, but you don't do actual work. I can't find a single thing that he's actually put like work into. He has stuff for like 13th Age on his LinkedIn, but what did you actually contribute? You don't actually have a contributing credit. I don't think you do anything. Like, I can't even find any of this guy's work outside of this. But whatever, man. Whatever, man. Lie on your link tree. Grift people. Fleece them for their money, I guess. Whatever. Fucking at me on Twitter. We'll talk. We'll talk. But dude, you really need help. I think this person needs help.
I don't know.
My guy, you need to figure your shit out. You need a decent group of role players to hang out with. I don't think you know what tabletop players actually want. I don't think you understand how to engage people with design. I don't think you understand how cyclical design works. I don't think that you really know why people engage with tabletops. I feel like you wrote this in a box.
I do think that too.
It does feel like it was written in a vacuum, especially with the RuneQuest part. Like the RuneQuest part really stands out to me because there's that certain subgroup of people who are just like, oh yeah, RuneQuest, and I'm like, the fuck, man. There's so many other things that came before it. What are you talking about?
And again, just the idea of to roll your animal is it's puzzling. No one will do it. So if you put that rule in there, like at the very fucking least, there has to be like another section where like, okay, you can pick everything, or you can, if you don't feel like it, you can just roll on all these tables. I will always be like, why did you put that in there? But okay, fine. I guess it's okay to put it in there. I've been like that several games ago, which we have reviewed on the show. But if your only option is you have to roll it now. Oh, you're a cockroach. Congratulations. Then that sucks. It's terrible. It's bad. It's the worst part of this game. That you think you can dictate to a bunch of people at a table you don't even know how they're going to play this game. And you actually think they will do it.
Yeah, so what kind of games do we play with this? This is like the question that I really hit the end of. What do we even do? What do we do?
Well, we ignore most of the character steps here. We follow the rules about.
No. You're misunderstanding me. We sit down at the table. We have our character sheets. What do we do?
Yeah. What kind of game do we play with this?
What's our game?
Well, hopefully you came up with that together at step one. Because the book is not going to tell you.
Yeah. Do you run heist games? Do you run high combat? Do you run like adventures through the apocalyptic wasteland? Like, what do you run? Do you run socio-political games? What do you do?
And it seems
you're supposed
to run literally the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon show game.
Like
that's what they kind of
Monster of the Week fighting stuff. Like
with an overarching plot about the Technodrome coming back eventually. And yeah, I don't know. Like that's what this author seems to want. Like one of those Saturday morning shows, which always like the different villain and single adventure, and then stuff is fine, back to status quo.
Yeah. Really interesting that this guy claims to work for Pelgrane because I fucking met Simon Rogers.
Twitter by
That's a really old. Yeah, this is a
Official
Weird.
Planescape fan site? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Sundered.
I don't know what that is. But
I just don't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
this game, but yeah, that is like the biggest bullshit by the author is this dictating to you the need to roll everything randomly.
I know, yeah.
And the biggest failure of this book as a product is it leaving you completely in the dark about what do I do with this? How do I make how do I make a bunch of people want to play this? Let's say, for the sake of argument, that I don't know 5 furries in real life that I can play this with.
Mm-hmm.
And how do I make a story for those people that will make them want to stick around? It gives you no help. It tells you,
None.
yeah, your cockroach can be psionic, can have telepathy, I guess.
Oh my god. This guy hasn't worked on any of them. He's written blog posts for the Pelgrane Press. He's not a designer. He's a copywriter.
Oh, that explains
Oh, wow.
a lot, I guess.
Oh my fucking god.
That explains the writing in this a lot. Wow.
He's a blog poster for these fucking people. No wonder he puts up that he did the fan site. He hasn't worked as a designer for them. He's posted blog articles and shit.
Interesting.
They've got really low SEO because I couldn't even find them searching his name and buy.
God.
So like, what are you doing, man?
But yeah, on its face, like, is this playable? Yeah. Is this playable without changes? Technically. Do you want to play this without changes?
Okay.
No.
So he wrote 4 articles for them out of literally hundreds upon hundreds of articles. This guy's delusional. This guy's fucking delusional. I'm writing him completely off. This guy needs help. This is the kind of guy who goes, yeah, I'm personal friends with Jeff Bezos because he worked in like the Amazon shipping and receiving. Dude, you gotta get some.
Why is it such a constant that we always find the grift eventually? Because now I see the grift. Like, this book is just, this book in and of itself isn't even the grift. The grift is getting the people to kickstart back you because you say you worked for all those companies.
I worked on Lord of the Rings. You were a grip who got people coffee. Like, dude.
You know that one scene where there's a car in the background? Yeah, I drove that car.
Yeah, I drove the red car. Look, I'm gonna be real. I haven't been the most successful fucking published designer, but I've never fucking lied and claimed that I wrote for these people.
God.
It's also kind of
my one claim is that I worked as an editor for Chris Clark, and you can find my name under a lot of his work. Like, that's it. I could call up Chris right now and have a good laugh at it about it. Oh my lord. But do not with this nonsense, man. Even then, even if I publish something, do you think I'm gonna list my fucking editorial work as from TSR? No. We always find the grift, man.
Yeah, we do.
We always find it. I'm a super sleuth.
I'm actually. We all found the grift in different times, but yes, you're pretty good at finding that shit because you have the IQ files on that more than us. But holy crap! Yeah, the grift isn't the book. The book is actually like his. That's the sad part here. The book is his earnest attempt at writing one of these games he likes.
Yeah,
I feel that. I think really that now. He didn't. He didn't do a good job because he doesn't really know what he's doing.
No, he really doesn't.
But it's his earnest attempt, and I honestly think that like this is the best he could do.
Yeah.
I have his entire portfolio and publication list. I have found it.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
What is
I have his publication list. He is a sole author on Mutants in the Now.
Mm-hmm.
And Mutants on the Map, Anarcho-Punk 2020, which is again a parody game. It is it's supposed to be a short anti-authoritarian parody TRPG.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, it's supposed to be like a bit on like wait, what do you mean? Why are you writing a parody of Cyberpunk 2020 to be anti-authoritarianism? Do you not fucking understand what Cyberpunk is?
Yeah,
I
that's
want
like
to-
a complete
Are you stupid?
misunderstanding.
I want to look aside real quick, and Sana just said, "Oh no, this must be what would happen if I ever try to make a TRPG." No,
You
Sana,
do something better.
no,
No.
Sana, it wouldn't be. Even if your writing was on this level, you would seek help.
Yeah.
This man has. This is his thing. He put his name as the biggest thing on the cover. Because this
That's
is
true.
his book. He finally made a book. Please load, you piece of shit PDF.
Yeah, no, he was an article writer. He wrote a bunch of articles back in 2020. That's it.
Like,
What he did.
yeah, this is. If you put your name in front of even the game title, you kind of. I didn't talk about it because this I was zoomed in mostly here, but
Absolutely
he put
wild.
it twice. He puts it in here again. This is the official logo because it is a picture. You can't text select it like everything else in this book. I can select revised edition. I can't select Julian Case Mutants in the Now. It has to be credited as Julian Case Mutants in the Now because
So,
that's apparently
okay, all right.
like,
I've also found
the
a
only
lot
writer
of
is
his
him.
stuff.
The only writer is him.
Yeah, it's just him. So, anyways, I have
How
found
many
that
playtesters?
a lot of his initial work has actually been published under Julian Kulik, which is also how you find him in terms of SEO.
Okay.
Whatever name change, that's fine. Like, do your thing. You know, I write under a pen name because my name is very clunky. But like, it's very strange that like this guy's writing credits aren't like legit. There are a lot of like random articles for like 13th Age Homebrew or like art direction for level 99 games, but that's not his art. Like, it's so weird. It's like this guy's publications seem like fake almost. I can't say that okay, this guy is fake or whatever, but like it's very strange how like you're trying to sell this whole system based off of you stealing a rule set from the 1980s with an unoriginal aesthetic, and you have no credibility in terms of your output and like published work. Like, why, man? This is
It's
weird.
I don't know at this
You
point.
can't claim to work for fucking Pelgrane Press when he wrote 4 articles for them in 2020. Like, what?
Wow.
That's a grift. That's the grift we found
It's
it.
a grift. What the fuck, man?
Wow.
That doesn't mean we can end the episode because we found it. Because
Found it,
we're now
yeah.
all in agreement that this is a grift. I want to end this on the best part of this book, which is this 5-stage cat person. And
Yeah.
I want to say how cool a detail it is that the artist was like, "Oh, we have the black, the like the darker fur on the face here," and then she doesn't have that anymore. So we're giving her some freckles. It's gonna be a cool twist. Like,
I like
it's
that actually.
it is.
The artist's work is wasted in this book. They're
Yeah. Who is this?
It's pretty dang
Okay.
good.
How much would it cost me to get art from them? Fabio Fontes. Okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
find him after
you get a
this.
commission.
Straight up, why not? I'm paying so many
Yeah,
artists.
do a Nura picture
Yeah,
from him.
13.9k. Oh, he also draws peeps, so this is even better. Hey, look at this guy.
It's
How
pretty
did
cool.
how did you land him for? Oh,
He also draws Mega Man art.
whoa. Nice, Fabio. Good.
Oh, taking care of himself.
Good
Okay.
build. Yeah, nice.
I drew art for Mutants in the Now, so I decided to,
Alright, let's go, man.
get jacked.
I probably okay. I'm realizing more. There might be porn on here. I'm not gonna scroll further down. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
it's probably good
I'm not
idea.
sure
We
where
do
this
furry
goes.
stuff, so,
I'm not sure where this
yeah.
goes. But yeah, we did. Oh, we have a Kickstarter link from Sunder. Let's click on that. What's the
I'm looking at
Mutants
it
in the
right
next?
now.
Okay.
It's-
Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Can I just copy that? Why does OBS insist on opening a thing in its own little window that I then can't copy the link out of? Why? Give me this. Thank you. So, okay. Oh, it starts with this again?
Yeah.
A
Probably figured
singular...
out.
It's not even true, man. It wasn't that big a deal. I'm sorry. Maybe it was for you, but it's not that big a deal.
That may have been your childhood, dude, but not everybody's childhood.
The artist is back, though. I like it. There's more than one artist now. This is different style. This is not the same artist.
Oh my lord.
But I like this as well. This is also good. I like this Heckenbird. It's a Heckenbird. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
But we've seen some. This is Bruce's dad and Bruce's little brother.
Yep, it totally is.
I'm literally reading stuff that quote-unquote people have said about this, and like, I don't believe any of these are real people. There's no way somebody legitimately said the most fun I've had making a character about mutants in the now. Shut up.
What?
The formatting is great. It's easy to read and reference.
I have a headache reading this.
The book is short. That's why it's easy to reference.
These people are fake.
Even if they're not real. I mean, I assume there's non-zero chance some of these people just lied.
Oh my god, look at that. This is how we know it's all fake. Anonymous poster on 4chan. Completely pointless virtue signaling. Into the trash it goes. That's not real. Nobody talks like that.
Oh, no, 4chan does talk like that.
God, you're such a fucking grifter, man. Nobody on 4chan gives a shit about mutants in the now.
You would be surprised what 4chan cares about. But I don't care. Like, yeah, but this is not something you put in there. This is unprofessional as all fuck. Yeah, someone on the internet complained about my thing. Like, yes, someone on the internet is always gonna complain about your thing. Always.
Yeah.
This is not in any way this is just nothing.
Doesn't make you special. It really doesn't.
Wow. This could easily be it actually got published. That's crazy.
You made it this far, buddy? Wow, good job. Yeah. Again, so I'm going to answer Sundred's question. What the fuck do I do with this? Go back and read Gamma World. Go back and read After the Bomb. Then just use those adventures for this.
Yeah. It's playable.
Flat out. Just seriously, just steal from those. Because he already did.
$30,000 backing for Mutants in the Now at $30,000. It gets a designer guide and an open license as a digital book.
I was about to have...
you stole somebody's rule set from the 80s, and now you're trying to fucking copyright it. And you have an open license backing goal that you didn't even fulfill because it's not marked as clear despite you making the money. You're fucking grifter, man.
Emery, you just
get out of the game.
You just gave me a heart attack because I thought you meant that this Kickstarter has a 30,000 pledge goal on it. 30,000 pledge on it. We can give this man $30,000 to for a candlelight dinner with him. And then he's going to put his hand on your knee or something.
Oh, he's wearing a fursuit. Yeah.
No, he would never. No, he would never wear a fursuit, but you have to wear a fursuit if you make that.
Fucking delusional grifter. Delusional fucking grifter.
I will say, it's a realistic goal, minimum goal, because this man is a copywriter. He would know.
Yes.
And yeah. I mean, what can I say? The failing again, if I just show someone who doesn't know After the Bomb, which again, it's fucking old, this game would be I wrote this, the old you wrote this, take it, I wrote this meme. Then if someone else doesn't know they're gonna think this is a game. Can we not do the random character generation shit and play this maybe? That seems fun. And then if you are an experienced DM, you can make an adventure with this route. There's nothing holding you back. This is playable. But the grift is the same game. It's the same. The 20% easier to play you made it from making it not be After the Bomb Rifts baggage. It's not worth it, in my opinion. Irrespective of whatever else is going on. So what is this most expensive option? Secret of the Goop, looking to create an animal for the book. Oh, it's actually get both the digital release, so you make one of the animals be in the book. You can have your pet appear in it. Okay, that is. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that's great value for your money, but I get that it's at least not like this could have easily been 300 on a different Kickstarter. Like, man knows that he can't overprice it. I don't know.
Wow.
I guess you can also get all these books. Okay, digital, physical book, Mutants in the next digital, Mutants in the next playtester access. Okay. Basic contribution.
The show has been a fantastic exercise in how hard can we break the knees of Emery's wonder and enjoyment of this once great fucking hobby. God, reject modernity, embrace tradition.
Is this man an NFT guy? Party wagon, 3 times digital book, Mutants in the next. Dude, it's a file. I can copy it. What are you doing? Are you gonna send me 3 separate zip files with 3 books in it? What the fuck? What is happening?
I'm about to become a fucking OSR chud, man. The more we do this show, the more I'm like about to become like this fucking like hyper signaling like reject modernity, embrace tradition guy.
Oh, retailers!
Like, I am so fucking close.
But you wouldn't sell the PDF?
The retailer.
Oh, I guess you give it to them with the physical book?
Yeah, it's the physical with the redeem. What?
What?
It's
What?
stupid.
Why would
is this a thing?
I guess, okay, I want to stock this in my game shop because I believe I can sell 3 of them. And then
No, you can't. You'll never sell 3 of these.
There we go.
I mean,
the only meme we need for this one. The only meme.
Oh, the only meme, we have 1 meme. Okay.
It's the PDF on CD. True. Yeah, they give you a burned CD with like a Sharpie label on it.
Oh, yes, this is... Oh, we are ending on this. This is perfect. Eric Wujek, I made this. It's after the bomb. You made this? Julian K. looks at it. I made this.
Eric, if you were alive, Eric, if you're still alive, and you were within the sound of my voice, sue this fucking loser. This guy stole your game. He stole your game.
He died in 2008.
No! You're stealing a dead man's legacy, you fucking scumbag copywriter. Go
Kevin
put your
is
head in
still
the
around,
fucking
though.
sand and wait for you to stop breathing, you fucking troglodyte. You worm. You don't fucking deserve to breathe the same air that man once did. Fuck you. Fuck you, Julian K. You vile scumbag.
Yeah.
I'm sick of these fucking grifters, man. I'm so sick of these grifters. These fucking indie RPG dogs, man. We run into them all the time.
I will completely agree.
Yeah, we really do.
This is kind of almost a new level, right? Where you literally... Like,
stealing a dead man's fucking work.
The man is dead, so and his estate isn't gonna care about you making this game. They're actually never gonna know. So yeah, steal it, I guess. I guess it's easy money. Yeah, okay.
Because like Kevin Siembieta is still alive, but he's got his own problems. I don't think he would do anything about any of this.
Wow,
it's amazing.
Wow, man. What disrespect. It's funny how the one tabletop talk you miss is apparently the one. Well, the weird thing is we are positive about. I think like a third of the games we review, but that's also just due to we find games that have wild grifts behind them out of nowhere. It's like a curse. It's like an SCP. We review your tabletop game, and in the process of reviewing your tabletop game, we find more grifts.
I just want to go over this, like, so. Which ones did we even review? Prime Directive, we definitely laughed about it and hated it, but it was like, this is so bad we can't even hate it. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it's
what it is.
Legendary Adventures, we all agreed that we would play.
We will play, and
give it a shot. Yeah.
I still want to play an Oath, let's be real. And we did After the Bomb, which we also like at least liked well enough to be like, yeah, okay. Haven.
Yeah, I'd play After the Bomb.
Haven, Milk Baby episode, legendary.
That's
Legendary.
actually legendary. Wait,
Yeah.
yes, that's the origin of the milk baby. That we can't get rid of that.
Aberrant.
Game's terrible though.
We liked Aberrant well enough. We didn't like playing it ultimately because it was way too crunchy in the moment.
It
Yeah.
was too chunky. Like it
Chunky
didn't
boy.
really work.
We liked Fallout 2020. We fucking despised Rollmaster, but we knew that going in, so we could just drag
we
on
knew
it
that
for
going
3
in.
hours. Song of
Yeah.
Ice and Fire, I don't fully
It
remember.
was pretty much a no.
Yeah, it was a no because why? What is the point of this game, right? This was the first one where we didn't see the point. Continuum, I mean,
Actually, just terrible.
legendary, worst game still. One day we're gonna play it. Toon, we loved. Dungeon World.
Oh, God.
Dungeon.
Trash. Actually,
Absolute,
another grip.
yeah, absolute trash. Way worse than this. So wait. Okay, let's do this as well. Like, it was like ignoring that it's stolen from a dead man. Like half of, like almost everything we said is trash is worse than this game. Skyrims of Jurun was I think the first game that broke our brains because it was just so
it was
weird.
a fever dream. It was a fever dream.
Yeah, it's weird.
Eclipse Phase, good game.
Fine.
Feng Shui,
excellent.
good game. Overarms, very good game. We watched The Gamers just as for fun.
That was good.
Cyberspace.
And then we have 2 unpublished on YouTube because they're in my Twitch backlog.
Yes, we have
because
to.
I've been waiting with the new model to relaunch. So like I'm relaunching a lot of stuff to
Yeah,
get
we will.
it going.
We
But,
will
like,
put those
yeah,
in
like-
here eventually, but that's fine.
So like we say, like I've said, about a third of the games that we have were positive, and about a third of them were having a great time with how
Yeah.
bad they are, and then a third of them are legitimately bad. Like
I
I really
think-
want to put this in the legitimately bad. I know you guys
Yeah.
are being way nicer to the system than I am, but I don't care. This is just stolen work from another game. That's bad. That's
Yeah.
inherently bad. That's inherently worse.
I was on
than
the
most of the
fence for a
stuff
long
we've had.
time because I didn't know the particulars. But knowing the more I know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, yeah, please play After the Bomb. It's free because sadly the creator of it is dead, and no one
If you need to update
cares
some
about
stuff, update some stuff.
about owning it. Yeah, and if you will have to change stuff in that game.
Well,
I
you
I
have
do
to.
not know anyone who wouldn't change stuff. So there's no benefit to playing this. It is playable, yes. It's not a bad game, but it is basically stolen, and that sucks.
Mhm.
Yep. It's kind of like the thing with Dungeon World. Dungeon World was terrible, but then you learn about the designer, and just the whole world goes away. Like
It just
no,
keeps getting worse and worse.
yeah.
Yeah, and then we
Like-
did cyberspace. We did a bunch of bad ones all in a row. I think Conan is going
Yeah,
to be
to
a
be-
good one.
To be honest, that
Yep.
was the worst part, where it's like Dark Souls was supposed to be like a nice breath of fresh air, and then it was like the haymaker at the end.
Yeah.
That was a real slap to the face.
Yeah, we
Oh,
were like
God.
reeling in the corner, blood, one eye swollen shut from the punch we just got. We get water sprayed on you, and your trainer's like, "Come on, you can do it. You can," and you go out and
Do it,
it's
you can go in
and
for
it's
another one.
it's
Yes.
the Dark Souls RPG, and it's just like, yeah, you died.
Lancers was a good game, yeah.
It was,
Lancers
yeah.
was really fun.
Lancer
It's
is-
the one good one we've done in like I think the last few months.
Yeah.
The last few, but then again, the last few months were supposed to have like 2 really solid high points,
Yes, and we just it turns out they
and it
didn't.
turned out that they didn't fix all of the problems with the Dark Souls RPG. Because like if you guys remember, that was supposed to be way earlier, and then it came out 2 months late, and it was
Yeah.
still broken.
It was the only thing that did is fix all the typos you can fix, and oh my god.
Yeah.
And they still had plenty. Yeah.
Still had problems. Like it was actually like bad. So I recently made a big joke. I made a big meme at MCDM on the Twitter talking about day 1 DLC and day 1 patches for tabletop gaming. But guess what?
Oh.
Kingdoms and Warfare shipped with a fucking Stack Overflow issue and like typos. It was just like, oh hey, sorry, we waited so long on printing and we didn't catch this typo. So they sent vinyl decals with the books that you peel and paste, and that fixes the fucking typo.
It's nice. That's awesome.
The
Actually,
day 1 patch. That's what I'm saying. It's really good. Like there was that issue. We actually didn't catch it because we did Fallout after. The issues with it. apparently they had some like typo issues, but again, you could have just sent that out.
Mhm.
No, the vinyl decals are a good thing. Will there be a tabletop talk about GURPS? I don't know. I
Waggles,
don't like GURPS.
GURPS. I don't like GURPS either. It's such a clunky, chunky game. It is.
Yeah.
Like,
They'll be talking more about its cultural impact rather than the game, honestly.
I have talked about, like, before you were with us, Waggles, I talked about being in my friend's basement and us sitting there with the vehicle book and having to learn new math to make a car in it. And then that car weighed like 8 tons and would drive 30 miles an hour and it was garbage. But it was literally, that book contained like high school level math, and we were like 13 years old. And it's really not good. And yeah, you can play a simple game of GURPS, but my base problem with GURPS, just to like, and which is also why I never want to review it, GURPS tells you, hey, you can just use this simple 3D6 system to play the game, and then it gives you 500 pages of extra rules for that, and it never tells you how you are supposed to decide what to put in. It just tells you, put in what you want, and it's very easy to see, like, even as just as casual reader in your teens, that's not gonna work. Like, if I put this in, I have to put all that in too, and if I put this in, it doesn't work without that rule, and that rule needs this rule, and all of a sudden I'm playing a super complicated game, which for no benefit, because I could just play a non-generic system, which is better.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. There's a reason why the Fallout series was originally going to run on GURPS, and then they made a new system so that the Fallout PC games could exist.
Yeah, true.
Like, there is a reason.
Yeah.
GURPS is, I would say, like the first reactionary game I can think of, where it is a reaction to kind of the more stiff, like toned and aesthetic based D&D. And it goes, no, I should be able to have one system to play whatever I want. I don't want to have to play fucking, goddamn, I just forgot it. We just had it on screen. The Star Trek game.
Prime Directive.
Yeah, Prime Directive. Yeah.
I don't want to have a book of Prime Directive and a book of AD&D and Warhammer Fantasy. Like, I don't want to have it. I just want to have one. And it's like, anytime anybody has ever done that, it has failed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And here's
every time.
It always fails.
Here's the thing, like, about generic games. Yes, you can make anything with it, but usually they leave all the heavy lifting to you, the game creator. And then also, if you are tired of, like, say, your game of choice, let's say D&D again, because it's the big one, right? Mm-hmm. And you want to play a different game, are you really gonna be like, let's do like fantasy, but let's do it with GURPS instead of D&D? It's gonna be way better. No, you're gonna be like, if I'm gonna play fucking something else than D&D, I'm not gonna play fantasy either. I'm not gonna do that, which is, I'm gonna play something completely different, because I want to if I want a breath of fresh air, I want it for my system and my setting. Yeah. And so what GURPS gives you ultimately is just, you can play anything with it. Good luck. Make it yourself. Like, be Eric here, but just don't publish it at the end. Just use our rules for that, and then people are still gonna get tired of it, and you're still gonna have to put it away. And then if you make a sci-fi game with GURPS, people are going to be like, oh, do we have to use GURPS? Lancer is so much cooler, or whatever, what have you.
Yeah.
And you will be sitting there and be like, actually, you are right. The game designed from the ground up to be good at its setting is probably going to be better than what I can write in my basement. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna go get a book. I'm gonna go. Where is it? What the fuck? Oh, there it is. All right. I got a book. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, no. I've tipped a lot of things over. What the fuck? Why don't we have a bunch of Speedball comics? I hate comic books. Yeah, this was from the bottom shelf of my bookshelf, where everything's just laid horizontally. Okay. So I have with me
a book by Monty Cook. It's called the Cipher System Rulebook.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Yep.
Cipher System has some janky art, but anyways, let's talk about Cipher System and what genres it can do. Fantasy. Why would you run a fantasy game in Cipher System that's very loose and doesn't actually have a benefit for getting like the +2 flaming sword, right? So, modern. D20 Modern, we have Overarms, we have Call of Cthulhu, we have Delta Green. Horror, again, Call of Cthulhu, Delta Green. Superheroes, we have Aberrant, the new system. We have Masks if you want rules light shit.
We have
science fiction. We have Traveler.
Mutants and Masterminds as well, if you're into math.
I hate Mutants and Masterminds.
Face
Face Rip was always better than Mutants and Masterminds.
Mutants and Masterminds is the most playable it's ever been in 2022 because people have been making like calculators for it for a long time. Because when that came out, good luck making a character just in your room with the book open. That's also like advanced math you had to use there.
But yes, so the Cipher System, despite it being a pretty okay system, is really just not good. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Now, the actual system for ciphers in the game basically being plot coupons, I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so if this book was 20 pages and it was a pamphlet about using ciphers in your games, that would be great.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's a generic role-playing system makes it really boring. Like, there's no point.
Yeah, and also I would agree, this cover is cool. Like, this cover tells you, oh, you can be do lots of things with this. Good art. Good art does not really tell you what it's about, though. And this is, I think, the original cover. So
that is the original cover. That's the one that's next to me right now.
This is a lot less evocative. This is actually good. This is a good cover.
That looks badass.
I love that.
Oh, you can have it for. You can have it for just. It's the hardcover. You can have it for just $90.
Sorry, I already have a hardcover for like $45. Anyways, so like. All of that being said, generic systems never work out for you. They don't. Yeah. And I'm going to use never instead of being a little bit more loose with my definition. But it doesn't work out because when you do everything, you don't do anything. Like I've said with this game that we just reviewed, that we just went over. Yeah, what do I do with this?
I want to paint you a very simple picture here. Let's say I'm playing Cypher. I have never read this, so if it's rules inaccurate, I don't care right now. It's just an example.
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
And let's say I'm this guy here. It looks like a bit of a fighter, right? So he's like a 3rd level X dwarf with, like, I don't know, +2 to X and 20 strength, whatever the fuck. And now we are done with that game because we did the story. And I want to play this guy now as a superhero. How different in like rules is my level 3 superhero punch guy gonna be from X-Dwarf?
Do you want to know?
Probably not very, am I right?
So, not at all. No.
Awesome.
It's entirely based on the GM. Like, you do the same thing. The same shit happens. It doesn't matter.
So,
like, because, by the way, the GM in the Cipher System, the reason why Cipher System is bad, and we should probably talk about it at some point, is that the GM doesn't roll any dice. The GM is the Xbox.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, I've talked before about how, like, I'm not your fucking Xbox. Like, you have to show up and put effort in. The players literally show up and say, I do this, and then roll dice, and if it works, it works, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And the GM's supposed to just fucking...
No, that's garbage. It's garbage.
Be your game. Yeah.
That's garbage. That is guaranteed garbage, that the uncertainty has to be there. But what I'm getting at here, like, so to put that into a different perspective, imagine you're playing D&D, and you're playing your barbarian, and it's like a long campaign. You've played your barbarian for 3 years, and now it's done. And then the GM is like, okay, let's play a superhero game now. You're like, oh, that's so hype. That's cool. I want to play this and that guy. And then you end up playing a barbarian for 3 years. That's not great. You wanted something different, but you're doing the same thing again. Like, sure, maybe it's on you for being like, yeah, okay, I'm going to pick the punch guy, the strong guy for this again, because I just happen to like strong guys. But if it's mechanically the same, you're going to be bored out of your skull because it's the same. And that's... Oh, hi, Azure. Thank you for the raid.
Hello, Azure.
I was going to raid you in a few minutes. Fuck, I have to change my plans now.
But so the long and short of it is,
thank you,
if you want to play,
Azure.
you know, if you come in with with the Star Wars RPG, you know what you're getting. You're getting pulp sci-fi or
Yep.
sci-fantasy action,
Yep.
and whatever gunslinging and samurai wizard nonsense, that's up to you. Now,
Mhm.
if you play the Alien tabletop, that's very different. Those are both
Yeah.
sci-fi
Yes.
systems, but the system, the tone, and the setting all work together. It
Mhm.
always comes back to your rules engage with the aesthetic and the setting and the vibe you want.
Yes.
All of these things work together. D&D is heroic fantasy, and there's a lot in heroic fantasy. You could go
Mhm.
in many different directions, but the rules are primarily for being a badass hero.
Yeah, this
You
is
know, like-
this is, by the way, also why I never liked playing D20 Modern, because it always felt to me like, yeah, I'm just gonna be
Oh,
business
It's so generic.
business barbarian.
Yeah, business barbarian. That's
doing
pretty
some,
accurate.
Doing some business. By the way, hi Raiders, welcome. We are
Fucking
doing
Mundo.
technically we
Perfect
have
Mundo.
reviewed the game Mutants in the Now for a while, but technically we are done and we're now
Yep.
just talking about this and that.
I have something to piggyback onto all
This
this.
is the TLDR
what's up?
for all y'all about Mutants in the Now.
Pretty
Play after the button
accurate.
instead.
So yeah, like what you were saying about Cypher system. Okay, so you make Punch Guy, so you make Axe Dwarf Guy and Punch Guy, and they basically operate the same way. Whereas when you do a more focused thing, like let's do Shadowrun an example, because I know it best for this. You can build Punch Guy a whole bunch of different ways, and he
Yeah.
will actually feel a little different each time.
Oh yeah.
And that's because you have the setting and the rules, and they work together. Versus we have the rules, and then they got to adapt to all these different settings. So Punch Guy is going to be exactly the same in all those settings, even if you're wearing spandex or if you have a big scraggly beard. It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate it. Whereas when I sit down and play Shadowrun, yeah, I want to play Punch Guy who's magical.
Yeah.
You could do
Like,
that.
when
That's different.
My real life game binder for Shadowrun, which when I played that game weekly with my friends, contains like a dozen Punch Guys and 5 wizards, because that's the kind of characters you would play. There's also a few utility characters in there, because utility characters are very fun in Shadowrun, but those are the 3 like main guys I like to play. So I made like so many iterations of them. They all felt different, like rules wise and flavor wise. And the more generic and simple your system is, the harder it is to make your character stand out. The more it's more likely it is that it just boils down to, yeah, I have 2 more strength than the other Punch guys, so I'm better at punching than the other Punch guy.
Yeah.
And to just
Killian?
say this really quick, because we also is the Alien tabletop even any good? Yeah, it's
Yes.
fucking awesome.
It's good.
That game's
We'll
so
review it at some
good.
point. It's
Holy
really good.
shit, that game's good.
Not playing it,
The
I
art
heard
in
good
it is
things.
just mwah, too.
I want
It's
to play
really
it.
good.
I want to play it so
No.
bad.
I
That system
would.
is really good.
I would play it.
You
yeah,
can use
sure.
it for any Space War. It's really good.
But anyways, I've talked about Traveler a lot because I think Traveler's a really solid system, because like it does kind of have like a little bit of the generic system vibe, but like the generic thing is space adventure. Like, yeah, you can run a whole bunch of different stuff in it. You could run, your Space Captain Harlocks, but it's primarily built for Firefly. It's built to emulate that stuff. Like, there you go, bada bing. But like, man, that has always been my issue, is what do I get out of it, and how does the system want me to engage with things?
Yeah.
That's the most important thing to
I
your
would-
system. It
I
doesn't
would-
matter how you do. It doesn't matter if you have 2 attacks or 2 actions in a
Yeah,
combat round
yeah,
or percentile or D20. Like, it matters what you do. Tonight, in a couple of hours, I'm not going to be doing it on stream, so don't fucking worry about that. But I'm going to be running the Fallout tabletop. So, like, what does the Fallout tabletop want you to do? Scavenge materials, work on your gear, and engage with the story with your character from their background, whether they be a raider or a robot or whatever. Like, they want you to engage in the setting. How do they do that? By giving you scavenging rules. So you go to locations to find different types of salvage. And in those locations, you find those stories. Like, so it emphasizes, go here to get stuff so that you can make your character better.
Yeah, and then obviously...
And in doing so, you're going to find quests.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
Like, there you go.
And here's the thing. Each system is going to be good at something, or it's good at nothing. That's what it is. Like, I would go so far as to say, if I want to run fantasy, but I want to run gritty, down-to-earth fantasy, I'd never use D&D for that.
No, I'd run Conan.
Yeah, it was run Conan or some or whatever different thing. You know,
Tune in 2 weeks. See why you
tune in 2 weeks
Conan.
exactly, because D&D has the vibe of, we are gonna be like demigods at the end. We're gonna be super powerful guys who can just like kill a dragon in 3 turns if it's not careful, and that's gonna be cool and it's awesome. But then if I were to bolt on like rules for really gritty, low fantasy, low magic setting stuff onto D&D, that wouldn't work as well.
We've talked about this before, where it's like all you do is devalue players who want to play a different fantasy than you have. You know,
Yeah.
like I've talked about. I think people have watched my games enough now. Like you guys have seen what I do. I tend to run pretty gritty games. Like I run these weird, hyper violent, very untrustworthy games that
I wanna
always deal with it. But I always do heroic nonsense because that's part of the setting.
What I want to comment on for your game specifically is, like it's not that I don't feel powerful in your system. Very opposite. You gave me really cool stuff to use, but I also feel like all this cool stuff, I'm gonna fucking need it right now. This is gonna go down to the wire with all my cool stuff, and that is a great feeling, and I love it.
I love how it's like what happened. Even the last session we ran, it was a big goblin fight, right? Like, but no, it's not just fight the goblins. It's you have a ticking clock, and guys are gonna push in from the back here.
Yeah.
Figure it out. Fucking figure it out.
Yeah,
and then it ends with like, dude, Nomad hit my DMs, and he was like, "Yep, I had 1 hit point left after Wolfie beat the shit out of him."
I know.
He had fucking 1.
Emery, I was
legend.
I was counting hit points, and I was like, okay, I know he's at single digits. I'm not quite sure what his hit point total is, but I know he can't have many left, because if he wrote max, he's almost dead.
Yeah.
And then,
but that's because that's also because that's many years of design work and narrative work, and I know what D&D wants out of the player, and I know what players want out of the encounter. That's
exactly.
Why are that's how you make combat encounters good. That's why I was talking about this. I was playing fucking Fallout 4 the other day because Fallout New Vegas wouldn't start well, and like just talking about story structure and talking about RPG structure, because there isn't really a blanket thing, but the system tells you how to play it. And if it doesn't do that, it fails. Like, you know what the game wants you to do by what systems are in there. You know, D&D is primarily about fighting monsters, like, to be perfectly honest.
Oh, yeah.
Many of your powers are based around fighting monsters on a grid. And then other ones are about how do you solve these problems off the grid, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't really agree with the issue of like, oh, wizards are just Batman, they solve all the problems. But
no, they don't. But yeah.
No, they don't. But like, if you're a smart wizard and you know what you're taking in terms of spells, why I like spell preparation. Like, if you can correctly plan, then things work.
Yeah, the way it ends up feeling like that is for a simple reason. Is let's say your party is a ranger, a rogue, and a wizard.
Yeah.
You don't have a front line. Your wizard is gonna build. Your wizard isn't a complete fucking idiot. He's gonna build for mobility and for damage and maybe for summoning or whatever to stuff those gaps. If you had only a paladin and a fighter and a wizard, the wizard would have to have knock with him, for example, to open that door we can't run in. So the wizard is always your problem solver for the problems. There isn't a special thing to, because you will never play a more useless wizard than the one wizard where, let's say, you have your party is all just melee DPS somehow, and then you took only fireballs and AoE shit, and you kill your own party, or your party is full of meatheads who can punch well, and you didn't bring any intelligence shit with you because you also only brought single target damage, for example. And then you're standing in front of the locked door, and your barbarian just broke his arm trying to run it over.
Yeah.
And you're like, knock? You have that in my book. I guess we can long rest now. You're gonna feel like an idiot because it rewards you to think about what problems can my party solve and what problems should I bring a solution for, and so on and so forth and so forth. And the more generic system it is, the less likely is it going to have all of those things, by the way.
Yeah, you're just not going to have those.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so in Conan, because we're going to talk about this in 2 weeks, so I want to give a little bit of a preview before we get off today. Like, in Conan, there isn't a lot of magic. There's a source book specifically about it. You can do it. Like it's still there, but it's more in kind of that old style of component casting where like you're finding this shit and stuff. Kind of like how we talked about an Elric. Man, Elric was fucking good.
Oh yeah,
Elric was a good game.
yeah, we didn't get to talking about that one. Elric was good, yeah.
Elric was badass.
Elric was clunky, but it was good.
Yeah, it was clunky because it was old. That's really like that's the problem.
That's the given.
Always the beef. It's like it's old. But so like in that you have a lot of component casting, a lot of like cult rituals and praying to gods and all sorts of stuff. Like that's what you should be. That's Conan. That's it. That's it. It reminds me of Magic and like Call of Cthulhu, which is not a primary thing. Like you're not going to be the wizard in the Call of Cthulhu party unless you have like the most specifically built character I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I have had one player character in probably like 15 years of running Call of Cthulhu who ever built to do magic, and he did it right off the bat, and he cast like one spell per session. Granted, that was the coolest part of the session. But also, like, he was also completely useless everywhere else. He was like a bumbling idiot. But like that's another thing that you get out of Conan, where like, yeah, you're probably going to be like this very martially capable adventurer, probably some kind of like guy from the wasteland, or you know, a Cimmerian barbarian, or a swordsman, or a duelist. Maybe you're an archer, you know, maybe you're a cavalryman, all sorts of stuff like that. However, there is one thing in the Conan RPG, and I'm going to echo it again when we get to it. The first adventure, like the starter adventure, can actually fuck you over if you build yourself to be a mounted character.
Yeah, that's often the case.
It starts off with you with like your entire group or not your group, but the army that you're serving with, like being slaughtered. And so it's like, yeah, you just don't have your horse anymore. It's like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, that's
What a bummer. Maybe my horse ran off and he comes back to me after like 3 days. That's what I would have done. But
you got spooked.
Like,
you gotta do something. Yeah,
but anyways, like long and short of it, like
that's what
there
your
will
DM is
always
for.
be a system for what you want to do.
Yes.
And like, I think there's a certain amount of wiggle room that you have per system. You know, like for me, I don't really like the jokey dokey Fallout. I really don't. I despise that kind of energy. And Neuro, we've talked about this before. But like, you know, I like the more kind of bleak tones. I like the bleak moments of New Vegas way more than the haha funnies. Like,
yeah.
But goddamn, it be like that.
It'd be like that. Okay, I'm gonna say final thoughts.
Yeah.
On this. I would say
this is a rip-off game made by a grifter who shouldn't be working in this and should probably be sued by the estate for the guy who wrote After the Bomb.
Fair enough. Quick, Shio
0
Demon.
out of 10. This isn't a real game.
Shio Demon, thank you for the follow. Hi, we're about to end, but thank you. I have to say I love your VTuber. Thank you. You're gonna can see more of it almost every day on this channel.
Yep, almost every day.
Because we are about to raid, because this has been going on long enough. I will say in about 2 hours I am on Tokidoki's channel. We are gonna play a weird game with a naked wiggling man.
Okay.
At least I hope he's back. He wasn't the first game. We're going to play the second now. We're playing I'm on Observation Duty, which is like you're basically a spot the difference game where you die if you don't spot the difference, which is an interesting twist on that, let's just say. Anything you all want to say, plug, whatever?
The subathon continues next week. Hopefully we have a Zomboid collab at the end of the week. However, Zomboid has been very frustrating and has been actually straight up broken since the new unstable beta release. Like the old game got broken.
That's bad.
So we may have to figure something out. We may have to fix and figure.
So
in 2 weeks, I have a 24-hour stream coming up.
Yeah. We are part of that with this review thing, right? Are we starting on that?
I believe so. I may switch. I think I swapped it around. I was originally going to go do 24 hours on the 24th, but I think I switched that around.
But I'm gonna
I switched that around.
We'll work it out.
27th and 28th.
Oh no, wait. The next one is gonna be on the 24th. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
So still, we're probably gonna be doing some.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna be doing something before and after. Who knows?
Yeah, it's fine. Perfect.
But yeah, Conan. Let's go.
Yes, Conan in 2 weeks. Drake, anything from you?
Monday, I will have an announcement. I will learn information that will lead me to the arrest of... No, wrong meme. I will have
Oh
information
no, careful.
that will
Can't
lead
arrest
to me finally live streaming by myself.
Oh, nice.
My mom has surgery coming up, and I got to be around for that. So
Yeah.
we'll see if that happens or not,
Mhm.
and that affects whether or not I do or not.
Okay.
Also, final thoughts on this game. Yeah, I mean, rip off left and right. He should have tried to do something new with it, but he failed to.
Yeah,
so.
I honestly think he couldn't think of anything new.
Yeah, like when you
Right.
start citing RuneQuest, I'm like, dude,
if you
what?
cite RuneQuest, you are not interested in actually learning about different systems. It's just stuff you came across at random in the 30 plus years since you read After the Bomb or Teenage Mutants, whatever.
Yep.
Yeah. So today, rating someone I have seen around. I haven't talked to in a long time. We're gonna blow them up a bit because they have 3 reviewers right now. This is Undersea Rexy, who is a tentacle girl VTuber. So let's go. I will be back on Toki's channel in like now an hour and a half, give or take. And I hope. And tomorrow I'm doing something at 1 p.m. just alone for once. So let's give this all a good one. And my brain just stopped working because that's not a sentence you can say. So yeah, we're gonna rate and I'm gonna like take a little bit of a nap before that. Yeah, I think. I won't give this game the thing that I'd say it broke me or anything. This game is just not very interesting, honestly.
Nah.
It made me want to go back to After the Bomb, though. We should figure that out with Ataraxia at some point, Drake. Would be fun.
Yeah, that would be fun. Throw a little Gamma world into it, too.
Jagana, hi. Okay, folks, I'm just going to hit the red button and we'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.
Off we go. See you soon.
Bye.